Rivals. I'm your play-by-play.
Hey everybody, we are coming in live for season 2 of Coach Rivals. We've got two pro casters here with us. I think they're pro. They should be pro. Ocalzone and Pathfinder. Let me get a mic check from both of y'all. Make sure that you are coming in. I know we've had some pretty fun uh, audio issues with Discord and with Streamlabs. So let me get a mic check from both you guys.
Hey y'all.
Hello. Oh,
Nice. All right, so yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are getting ready. The teams are loading in for season 2, week 6. This is Coach Rivals, Deathcap for Cutie versus Spawn of Baron. Then we've got game 2 tonight and game 3 back to back to back. It's going to be fun. We've got a couple rounds of casters. Third game is going to have some players casting. That's going to be Mr. H and Rick the Cleaner. So stick around all night. And of course, our favorite bingo queen, Patty's got bingo cards for everyone. We'll throw those in the chat too. But yeah, Ocalzone, Pathfinder, welcome back to the casting booth.
Well, thank you very much. It's great to be here as always. Always hyped to see another round of Coach Rivals.
yeah, definitely happy to be back. Had a couple weeks off, but ready to cast some more quality League of Legends content.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you haven't, please give us a follow, or if you're feeling especially generous, the sub button is right there for you to press, as well as get some merch at the Coach Rival store at. Somebody have the link for me?
CoachRivals.gg. And also that because of that plug, I just want to throw out that we've actually started a foundation to help support schools and high school programs. So any merch and subs and stuff like that, those funds actually go to funding a micro granting program. We're working on grant applications and stuff like that. So any support that we get, we're trying to throw it right back out the door to keep programs going and get them started. So we super appreciate it. Um, anything that can go.
You know what's better than just supporting schools? Supporting schools and esports. It's a 2-for-1 done deal, and you get some great merch while we're at it. So it's like a win-win-win. So head out to CoachRivals.gg to get yourself some swag merch. And as always, thank you for watching. Well, that
But
I
that's
just
not
made
the
it
end of
sound
the
like we were
stream.
ending the ending of the stream. Yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, we were about to start discussing the OP.GGs of these two teams. Isn't that right, Cal?
Yep, that's right. Definitely ready for another week of Coach Rivals, and hopefully there will be some spicy picks prepared for this week. Do you guys know the records of these teams?
Both teams are on a 2-game. I mean, they're 2-for-2, both of them. So they're both like in the midfield, trying to see who's gonna be the best of the rest, as I like to say. And whoever wins, like this game, kind of breaks the tie going into Coach Rival Season 2. So this is definitely gonna be an important one for both teams. So they're probably gonna be putting a lot of their like secret picks and everything out of the window if they do have indeed these like quote unquote secret picks.
Just a correction. Spawn Baron is 1-3. So I know there's a
Oh,
bunch of
never mind.
different teams going on this today, but it's all good. Yeah, but Deathcap is 2-2. And the thing about Spawn Baron is they just picked up their first win earlier in the week on a reschedule. So they might be coming off of a confidence booster for that as they're coming in to take on this Deathcap team.
Yeah, I think if I'm not wrong, if Spawn of Baron wins this game, they move up 2 places in the standings right now, as Deathcap is, for Cutie is in 3rd place, while Spawn of Baron is in 6th place.
Yeah, so clutch win for sure if Spawn Baron can pull this one off. And we saw gonna go way back to week 1 with Spawn Baron is oh, just kidding. We're going straight into the draft.
Okay, this is kind of like an underrated part of the draft phase, but it looks like Spawn of Baron, one of their players on a 5-game loss streak, and one is on a 4-game loss streak, and another's on a 3-game loss streak. So we'll see if the tilt from solo queue is going to affect any of the gameplay that Spawn of Baron's gonna offer up for us. As we see both Morgana and Nocturne getting banned out, both very, very high priority champions in this current meta. Morgana very annoying with that. The Q, very good team fighting, and potentially be able to be flex jungle or even top. I've seen before. As we also see Lux and Set, two more high profile bans here for both teams. And what do you think um, about the like certain team comps that they're gonna draft for us here today, Cal?
Really, it'll just be based on probably the first pick. So whether they're going to try to get a comfort 80 carry for, I believe it's going to be Spawn of Baron. Looks like their 80 carry primarily plays Caitlyn. On the other side, I think they kind of play a lot of everything. So a lot of hyperscalers. So Deathcap ended up going for Tristana. So
Which
we'll see.
I
Yeah,
don't think
they
we've
like
seen
to
a lot of
play a lot of.
Tristana in this
Yeah,
entire season, so that could be new across the
there's
board.
the Caitlyn. Um, Nautilus. I think that's a jungle Nautilus actually, because Spawn of Baron's jungler had a couple games on Sejuani, Volibear, and Nautilus. So I believe that's actually a Nautilus jungle, not support. I could be wrong because it's still obviously a flex pick, but their jungler did just play it.
Talking about Spawn of Baron, it looks like their ADC is their highest ranked player. Beginner's Mind on Platinum 3, if I'm not wrong. And I think them with a Caitlyn pick, it's a decent answer into Tristana and lane because Caitlyn has that, really good range early on, while Tristana's range comes on later in the game because her passive skills are the level. But I think Tristana still has the upper hand in being a hyper carry.
She does, but like you said, it requires levels. Caitlyn has a lot of potential to be able to shut her down early. Deathcap for Cutie picks up the Warwick. We will see if that's going to be going top lane or if that's going to be jungle. Let's see. I'm looking
Chat
at their
chat thinks to see
PLP
that
boost now.
Triss is seems to think that Triss is going mid.
Yeah, it
It
could be
definitely
Triss
still
mid as
could
well.
be. Yeah, so it probably is mid because the Death Cap for Cutie, their 80 carry doesn't really play too much Tristana, and their mid laner has been playing a fair bit of it. So definitely a possibility. The Orn pick. Okay, so I think it's going to be probably Triss mid, Rakan support, Warwick jungle, Caitlyn bot. I part of me thinks that that's a Nautilus jungle, but it just has a strong flex pick, and then Orn top. So they're already a little bit beefy. Cut down looking really good for the Tristana this game. The Ziggs ban coming out. Mordekaiser.
Ziggs is a really good ban. I feel like Ziggs can be both flex picked mid and ADC in this current meta, and I think he's one of the vacuum answers to Tristana that Spawn of Baron can draft. But at the same time, I think that's also why Tristana is so strong because she can be flex picked mid or ADC, and she excels at both roles. So there's really not much counterplay
Ooh,
to that Tristana pick as well as you see Sejuani getting picked up by Spawn of Baron. We
yeah.
see a lot of engage potential and tankiness here, Cal, for Spawn of Baron.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely going to be a Tristana mid. With them banning so many mid champions, you have to think that they've already picked their mid. The Nar versus Orn matchup, um, Nar versus Orn matchup, Nar loses a little bit early, but after he gets some levels, and they switch to Darius as soon as I started talking about it.
Oh, that's
So
perfect. I'm gonna
Darius,
be rooting
yeah,
for Deathcap now because I am 100% a Darius main. Even though the Stride Breaker nerfs has hit him a lot, but he can go Triforce now, and he's always had a pretty good matchup into Ornn. And as we see Vayne getting picked up for Deathcap for Cutie, we see a lot of like AD for Deathcap, and not much magic damage. But then again, Vayne and Darius both do true damage. So, what do you think of that, Cal?
I think that Malphite lock in is very interesting. So I'm guessing it's going to be a mid lane Malphite with a big question mark on the end of it.
Uh,
Um, it'll be definitely pretty interesting to see. Tristana actually does pretty okay into Malphite just because of the ranged advantage. I personally think that Spawn of Baron does not have enough damage, and I think that Death Cap for Cutie is going to actually win in extended team fights. And if it's a quick, just blow him up, pick type fight, then Spawn of Baron has the edge.
Yeah,
Personally, I don't think
absolutely.
Spawn of Baron has enough damage, though. Not in order to get through a Darius, and then Warwick obviously has so much. Uh, he has so much survivability with as much like life steal, basically not life steal, but he gets Omni Vamp and everything and healing from his kit. We will see where everything ends up going. I think it'll be a Malphite mid, which I think is very interesting. Um,
Yeah. Is it interesting or interesting?
I would have liked to have seen their mid laners most played champions Galio. Yes, Galio into Tristana is not the best, but you have so much team fight, and you really just need a little bit more damage than the Malphite's going to produce. Malphite's going to be just an R button and then basically get three shot by Vayne. So personally, I think Deathcap, if they're able to not get absolutely mowed over, if it's less than a 5,000 gold lead at 15 minutes, then my money's on Deathcap.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with you that Deathcap has a better overall draft than Team Comp. Because Deathcap, I mean Spawn of Baron, they subscribe so much to the thematic of engage because you can see the Nautilus hook, the Ornn R, like Sejuani R, and the Malphite R. All these are just like engage tools, right? And the only other strength that these champions really have is their like innate tankiness. But as you can see on the side for Deathcap for Cutie, they have a lot of like extended team fight damage. Vayne with the true damage, Darius with the bleed, Tristana, just being Tristana, I guess. And it's not like Deathcap doesn't have any disengage potential because Warwick's always like a really good front line with his sustain. Tristana has the R to escape. Darius gets their Excage, and like Rakan, he has a lot of mobility. So I think this is gonna be a way harder for Spawn of Baron to execute like their comp than Deathcap for Cutie. But then again, League of Legends has never won just using the draft phase, right? So we'll just have to see what happens in game.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I'm gonna slightly disagree on the sense that Spawn of Baron, their team fight's very easy, but it doesn't mean it's very good. Like they pretty much just have their big R buttons. Four of their champions rely very heavily on their R's. If those are down, I would be very, very willing to take just about any fight as a 5v5. If, say, for instance, Malphite ult's not up, I mean, they're just looking for the pure wombo. Um, Very easy executable comp. Typically, I like to favor easy executable comps over more difficult ones, but there's no real standout matchups that I feel like are just going to get ran over. Malphite's going to be down 25 farm at 10 minutes. It's just going to happen. Vayne should be down at least 15 farm to Caitlyn just because of the lane matchup. Unless the Rakan is able to really catch somebody sleeping. Nautilus beats Rakan early, especially. You have to be able to get into team fights and actually like be able to utilize Rakan's kit properly with his swiftness and being able to charm up everybody. If they go for an engage with Malphite and say Rakan goes in for the counter engage and locks up the rest of Spawn of Baron, who's going to follow up that Malphite? He's just going to melt. He
Yeah,
has
it
to go
completely ruins
AP.
the
He
engage.
has to go AP, or if he really doesn't serve any purpose, he's trying to one shot. Really, you can't one shot multiple people. You can if you get absurdly fed, but the likelihood of it happening in this game with so many range carries is not the highest.
Yeah, I mean, now I'm sitting here wondering, will Malphite go AP just so that he can fill that, AP void that Spawn of Baron is having? And but then you can be also argue that like AP Malphite in a vacuum is just not a very good answer, to the team comp that Deathcap has because it's kind of like a one and done character in that case. You go in, you hope that you hit the vein and you don't get melted immediately, and then like, you hope that your R button essentially won you the team fight. But then there's so many other questions like, what if the R is down? What if you know your R misses? Like so many potential questions. But I will agree that if Deathcap for Cutie get complacent on their vision placement and they get picked a lot because, as you know, Spawn of Baron has a lot of like lockup potential, there is a good chance that they can get the early gold lead, try to convert those to Drakes and Barons for the mid game, but honestly, I don't know, bro. I think it's looking a little bit grim.
Yeah, I mean, really, it just has to do with. I personally think that if Mountain Soul is on the board and Spawn of Baron get it, they have. That's pretty much, in my opinion, their only strong win con. Maybe an Ocean Soul. If this game is two dragons to two dragons and it's 22 minutes, then I really highly favor Deathcap. Do you want to do pregame predictions?
Well, real quick, we are going to jump into the video, give a little love to all these teams, and we'll be back hopefully in time for the skins. So sit tight for just a second. All right, skins are in. We are back. Ocalzone
Yeah,
and Pathfinder are here to cast, and we should be getting ready in just a minute as we load in right now.
Warwick without a skin. Let's see if that makes a huge difference or if he's just cosplaying Faker as we see both teams loading into the rift. Loading into the rift. Yes? No? Thank
Yeah.
you, Riot Games, for your never-ending spaghetti code. There we go. Cal, I think that Deathcap for Cutie doesn't have to do anything too special here. They can just do 5 point and make sure that nobody invades their jungle. But if I were Spawn of Baron right now, I'd be saying to the Nautilus, hey, we should probably invade because we need to get that gold advantage as soon as possible to have a chance in the game.
Yeah, no, I do agree. The only problem is just with so many combat summoners on the likes of Deathcap for Cutie. I mean, they're up an Ignite and they're also up a Ghost over two TPs. So that's the only thing that would make me personally apprehensive about going for an invade. But I think that they'll be okay rocking standard lanes. Really, if I was a Sejuani, I'd try to path bot. You're not going to do too much in an Ornn versus Darius matchup, in my opinion. I think that you're really just looking to try to get your bot lane ahead and allow them to put the Vayne behind. That's really, I think, your win con if you are Deathcap. Not
Yeah, we
Deathcap.
can't forget that
Baron.
Beginner's Mind, the ADC for Spawn of Baron, he is Platinum 3, so you know, he does have a bit of a skill gap compared to the other ADC, so there, like Sejuani maybe could go bot to exploit that gap, but you know, it's a bit of an upward-looking battle right now as we see pretty, you know, normal kind of early game, no invade, no crazy jungle
Bot lane did miss
shenanigans.
1 minion of XP, so they will be hitting level 2 late. Let's see if
Ooh.
they realize it and they don't hard shove, because they actually don't want to shove the lane in. They could be, Deathcap could be looking for some cheese. We'll see if the Warwick ends up going straight down. He won't have his CC ability, but he might be able to do a little something. He's actually pathing up, so he will not be. This is good from Spawn of Baron not shoving bot lane in too quickly, because it would actually do them more harm than good. They need to try to force and extend this lead that they're already up to.
Yeah, on another note though, Spawn of Baron with 4 melee champions. Let's see if they can, get something done during a team fight. You see small trade up in top lane, nothing doing. As you see both junglers going to respective camps, they're mirroring each other, so that I don't think there's going to be a separate Scuttle Crab, contest. I think it's just going to be all normal from here on out.
Yeah, so we will see what ends up happening. Looks to me like Warwick is a little bit ahead on his clear. He has used his smite though. We will see if he decides to use... He does not have smite to break Scuttle. Sejuani obviously good at doing Scuttle Crab. Very healthy clears for both of these junglers.
Ooh, Darius taken very low by the Ornn. One more auto attack, is that gonna be enough? I think Darius has a pot. He's gonna survive that initial fight up in the top lane. But going back to the bot lane situation, I felt like Caitlyn and Nautilus could have crashed the wave earlier into the turret and gotten like a cheater recall. Caitlyn could have had an extra longsword, which could have been beneficial. That would have helped in taking the first Drake too. But it seems that there's not going to be any recalls now as Nautilus like pacing in between mid and top, trying to get a play to happen. There's going to be a hook onto the Warwick. Ignite's put down. Warwick flashes away. There's not enough for the stun right now.
Oh,
But
no.
Sejuani flashes for it, but she doesn't have enough damage. Warwick
So
gets
close.
out with his life. A flash and an ignite down for the side of Spawn of Baron. Ooh, as Ornn goes in and then slaps the Darius. That's gonna be first blood for TSS Trainer with the solo bolo up in the top lane.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen them commit a little bit more for the Warwick. If Sejuani would have looked for the flash stun earlier, if they probably would have been able to follow up. Unfortunate timing, thinking that she was in range to get the stun and then kind of flashing a bit late. Very nice solo kill by the Ornn though. That'll really help him a lot in that matchup.
We see a fight on the bottom lane. Both flashes blown for the ADC. A heal down for Vayne as well. There's gonna be a really good hook onto the Vayne. Caitlyn takes him down. The 2v2 coming through for the side of Spawn of Baron. Really good hook there by Mishka. Caitlyn kind of thought that she got away with it, but then the hook just came back up and Caitlyn did not get out with her life.
Yeah, the Vayne needs to be punished as much as she possibly can. Really, you just want to try to keep her down as much as possible as Caitlyn versus Vayne, because she does scale very well and she can actually 1v1 you. I would have liked to have seen Spawn of Baron probably shove one more.
Ooh, there's a very aggressive flash from the Tristana trying to finish off the Sejuani, but she just doesn't have enough range. Does this mean
The
Rakan?
save.
Yep, Rakan saved Tristana the very last second there, forcing the flash away from the Malphite. Very clutch play by Rogue Otters as we see. Warwick coming in for the gank now. Malphite has no flash. He's going to be in a 1v3, but Tristana doesn't have enough HP to help. There's going to be double knockup, and Rogue Otters cleans up the Malphite.
Crazy string of events right there. The Tristana gets barely saved. It ends up coming to bite the Malphite because he doesn't have flash. Then the 4-man roam squad up to the top lane to stop their bleeding lane.
Yeah, absolutely, 4 people? What did Ornn do? He's only 1 and 0. I don't think it warrants necessarily having 4 people up there as we see Spawn of Baron posturing close to the Mountain Dragon. This is going to be really good for the early game if they can get it. Oh, but then it's going to be very aggressive ultimate onto the Tristana, and Malphite takes the Tristana down. The damage of AP Malphite coming through. I think this Malphite has a TI-84 as a brain right now.
Yeah, this is actually the exact start that the Malphite needs. Down a little bit of farm, but getting a solo kill. Able to shove in this double wave. Even though he gets shoved out, he loses almost no farm because he goes teleport. Really will be a big boost of confidence as well as some stats going into the mid-game team fights. I would have liked to have seen the Sejuani try to get the Baron, try to get the Dragon while it was still, while the four-man Rome squad was headed towards the top side.
Oh, as you were talking about that, just Rakan just gets completely cleaned up by Tristana and, I mean not Tristana, by Caitlyn and Nautilus. Very, very good trap into the hook there by the duo of bot lane of Spawn of Baron. This Caitlyn is just putting on a click right now as another hook lands onto the Vayne. The root does land as well. The stun comes through. It's gonna be a flash away from the Nautilus, and the Vayne manages to survive, but she can't take the XP on the bot lane. So that's gonna be a net win overall for Spawn of Baron.
Caitlyn was 30 mana short of getting a kill right there because she did not have enough mana for her ultimate.
Yeah, that's very sad. She could have flashed away, and if she had gotten vision and it had enough mana, the ultimate would definitely have finished off the Vayne. But going back to that earlier skirmish with the Malphite, I feel like the Tristana was a little bit, overextended by not backing after they got the kill on the Malphite. Additionally, she just bought a cull very late into the laning phase, as we see, Tristana jumping in, but nothing doing because Warwick cannot reach Malphite. He's too fast. And I think when that Malphite ult comes up, Tristana might just get solo killed if the Malphite managed to land it.
Yeah, he's coming up really soon. Let's see if he starts posturing forward for it. There it is.
Khan can't even save the Tristana. The flash is not gonna be not gonna do anything. That's kind of sad. The Tristana gets taken down very easily like that. Back to the base she goes. Now Malphite with 150 gold shut down because of that kill.
We will see what ends up happening. Top lane is going just swimmingly for the Ornn. This is exactly what he wants in the early game against the
Oh, follow-up hook onto the Rakan, but Rakan managed to dash away before the root lands.
This Ornn's a little bit deep, could be in some trouble currently right here. Let's see if he looks for the turn.
Darius lands the slow and the pull. Does Ornn have enough damage to kill either one of these people? Ooh. Warwick is forced to ult away as the Sejuani ult comes back up too. So does Darius. He flashes away. Neither of them have enough damage to take down this Ornn too with that Bramble Vest. The passive Bramble Vest and Bomby Cinder helping out the Ornn really greatly in that team. In the fight, because they were all very close to him. As we see an engage onto the Nautilus, you see a hook coming down for the Rakan. Maximum stacks because Tristana is in the lane. I didn't even see her come in. It's gonna be a double kill for the Tristana. She just destroys the bot lane of Spawn of Baron. Very, very good roam there.
Yeah, very big, very good to stabilize that bottom lane. Tristana probably shouldn't have gotten away with just walking down for absolute free. Malphite is going to pick up a turret plate, possibly two here, and Warwick really needs to go and actually scoop up that minion wave. They're missing a lot of XP. He's going to look for the chase onto the Warwick, or onto the Malphite.
Ooh, but there's going to be a charm and a knock up to the Sejuani. Let's see if Tristana has enough damage. Sejuani taken to half HP. Right, I think it's gonna be enough damage, but a triple Malphite ultimate comes through, and the hook onto the Tristana manages to finish her off. Malphite in the back lines, fighting for his life. He's gonna be stunned up by the Vayne. Vayne gets the takedown, but it's gonna be Rakan running away with 1 HP remaining, and he gets the what a hook by the Nautilus! That hook was so long, it probably spanned like 2 football fields before it landed. Oh my god. Great fight by Spawn of Baron. Yeah, Cal?
I'm happy that Nautilus got that kill because he canceled an auto attack to not get it at first. So I'm glad he hit that hook. Really good for the mental. This is one beefy spaceman or subterranean man.
Yes,
this
nothing
is
like Fed support.
Oh man, this is gonna be a beefy Nautilus. Rocking the double buffs. making slight work of the enemy team.
Alright, suppress onto the Caitlyn. The hook cancels the Warwick ultimate early as we see a TP coming in, but there's too much damage on the Caitlyn. Tristana gets the kill. Let's see what else she can do. There's going to be a 3v2 down on the mid lane. Do they have enough damage? It doesn't seem like they do. The double buffs having really good effect here as the hook comes in into the Tristana. Mishka's on a rampage here on the Nautilus. The shield comes in. Double fear for the Warwick. Flashes away. The Malphite does, and it's going to be a 1-for-1 here for both teams. A really good hook onto Tristana, even though they know they lost Caitlyn, but Nautilus just said, hey, I'm fed. I have double buffs. Like, come here. And he just hooks Tristana like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
I think it is good that Deathcap, or sorry, that would be Spawn, who did the Rift Herald, but I think they really lost out on the opportunity to get an early Mountain Dragon. That would have been really beneficial to their team comp. Hopefully they're going to run up here and use it straight away because they do only have another minute. They will. So this is going to be put all the eggs into the Ornn basket, I guess. They maybe should put it all into the Nautilus basket if I'm being honest, though.
Yeah, honestly, I think Spawn of Baron should have prioritized that dragon a lot more because 4 of their members greatly benefit from having a Mountain Drake in their arsenal. As we see, the Rift Herald being deployed up in top lane, getting all of the plates before 14 minutes. That's going to be a really good gold lead. Now, 4,000 gold for the side of Spawn of Baron. You mentioned before the game started, Cal, that if that's 5,000 gold lead before 15 minutes, there could be a chance for an upset, and here we go. Ornn knockup lands on the Darius, right? He actually nullified Darius's pull with the W. I don't think that was like planned, but a win is a win, I guess, as we see 2 people down into the mid lane. Warwick really hungry for that Malphite, but there's gonna be a reversal. Mishka's unstoppable. The Fed Nautilus cannot be taken down, and both Tristana and the Warwick die in that fight. The gold lead is just getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I would really like to see them group up a little bit more. I'm glad to see that their bot lane decided to collapse because that really is a free kill, or 2 free kills. I want to see the Sejuani get a little bit more involved, though. She has been farming a good bit and does have a 10 CS lead, but I really want to see her make some good use out of her ultimate. She blew Darius's flash top lane, and if you can see, Darius's flash is about to come up again. And so, I mean, that's a 5-minute cooldown, and Sejuani's ulti is on probably like a 2-minute cooldown. And so, I mean, that's 3 minutes of a wasted time window where they could have punished the Darius's flash being down. So I would have liked to have seen them be a little bit more proactive with the Sejuani ulti, but we'll just see when team fights roll around how well they're able to utilize how strong of ultimates their team has.
Right, short fight here up in the top lane. The Ornn tankiness just, winning out against Darius, who doesn't really have that many damage items right now. But I see Malphite has built Liandry's. That's a very interesting choice, especially for AP Malphite, but I think it's going to work out because he's the only source of AP on the team.
I would have liked to have seen him go Ludens, or you could make maybe the argument for Everfrost. You can use your combo and then set up your Everfrost and then root them even longer and then just kind of peace out. But I do not think Liandry's is necessarily the best item right here. We'll see how much damage the actual burn ends up doing at the end of the game. It does give him more ability haste, so he will have ultimates up more frequently. So that might be the thought process going with that purchase. Glad to see that they're grouping up around this mid tower and taking it. I would have liked to have seen the Sejuani try to stay on the map, because like literally right here, imagine if they had a 4-man hit squad right now. No one would be able to match them. Not with Malphite, Nautilus, and Sejuani ultis. Nobody can really group against them.
Alright, as you see, small fight here on the top lane. Coach Stubbs is taken pretty low. The suppress comes through. It's gonna be the Ornn ultimate comes down, but then the Darius, does he have enough time to dunk? He doesn't. It's gonna be a 1-for-1. Ornn manages to take down the Darius in that 1v2. The Darius could have ultied sooner, I felt like, Cal, and he would have killed the Ornn.
Yeah, That as well as probably used either one of his Sun Orb spells, he probably would have been able to live. I really want to see Sejuani group up and try to use that ultimate. We've seen one throughout probably throughout the last like 10 minutes of the game. We've seen one ultimate ability. I wanna see her really try to put a little bit of pressure onto the other team with her smacking somebody within chain CCing them down with some of their team members.
As the Ocean Drake is gonna come up in 30 seconds now. Let's see if both teams decide to contest this Drake. Also, back to that on the subject of Liandry's, Cal, I feel like Rocket Belt would have also been a decent purchase for the Malphite here.
I don't disagree at all.
That's what I would have gone if I was a Malphite. You know, Rocket Belt into Ultimate or vice versa, get that extra damage. But
yeah, he just has mana problems.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see if they finally decide to group up. I would allow the Ornn to get some pressure before they actually all force this fight. Let's see if they give the Ornn a little bit of time to get some pressure.
Key differences: Ornn has TP, but Darius has opted for Ghost. Let's see if Ornn would use that TP to join the fight here for the Ocean Drake.
I would be forcing so hard right now on the bot side of the map as red team. I would really be trying to force. Or as Sejuani's team, I put it relative team confidence.
Alright, a very aggressive flash from the Tristana. The Ornn TP is gonna come in. Tristana's already dead. And so is Warwick as the nuke comes in from the Malphite. It's gonna be a 1v1 in the top lane. Let's see here. There's gonna be a hook down in the mid lane. There's gonna be two fights happening at the same time in the map. Let's see if there's gonna be any more casualties as Ocean Drake gets started by the bot lane of Spawn of Baron here. And yeah, that was just a decent engage so far, but I feel like Tristana, sorry, not a decent engage, but I feel like Tristana overextended, which gave Spawn of Baron the decent fight to take there because she was so bloodthirsty for that Caitlyn, even blowing her flash really aggressively. I don't think that's the right choice to make here.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit too aggressive. I would like to just see them being content with just scaling. I really don't think that there's too much of a need to force yourself to really get in there and engage. I think that they should be content just kind of hanging out, scaling, and just trying not to lose too many objectives. They were able to get that early dragon. That's really beneficial to their team comp. They really need to try to get that shutdown gold from that Nautilus.
The Nautilus.
If that's able to go on to one of the big carries, I think that they actually still have a pretty good shot.
Yep. The Nautilus carry support here, flexing his muscles with that 600 gold shutdown. It's rare to see a support so fed into the game, and I want to see how far he can take this. Is he gonna keep stealing kills from the Caitlyn? You know, to maximize his KDA? Is his damage potential gonna be higher? Like, I'm curious now.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting build here from Beginner's Mind. I don't think that the other team is quite tanky enough to be able to warrant the word Dominix, and they're really not negating very much armor besides for really what the Rakan is bringing to the table. I would really like to have seen at least full boot plus zeal maybe into that. I just think
I agree. And then Infinity
speed.
Edge, third item.
Maybe not IE, just depending on what the second items of the other teammate or the other team coming out. I mean, Warwick has no armor. Darius has no armor. Tristana and Vayne aren't going to be building armor until maybe GA way later in the game. The only person that has any armor right now is Rakan, and I think honestly, if you're Vayne and you're hitting Rakan, you're just going to lose the game.
Alright, as we see Baron getting started up here by Spawn of Baron. their namesake getting killed by their very own team that's named after it. There's going to be a small trade onto the Tristana. The fight is already underway. Caitlyn's going to be suppressed, and she's not going to live for much longer. There's going to be a 4-4 as Coach Dubs gets the dunk on the Sejuani. Is the Baron call the right one? There's going to be another dunk onto the Ornn and the Malphite. The Fed AF Nautilus has to flash away. Double kill coming through for the Darius as Baron is going to be potentially taken here by Deathcap for Cutie. This can put a stop in the plans of Spawn of Baron.
Yeah, really poor positioning from beginner's mind. Literally just ran the complete opposite way of their team. I also don't think that Baron is the correct call. The only time that you're ever going to start a Baron at that time is with 0 dead, is if you immediately plan to turn. And I mean, Sejuani tanked the Baron for over, it was about 60% of her HP. You really wanted to try to look for a turn a lot sooner. Once that Malphite pink warded right over the wall, or like the ward that was right over the wall, I should have immediately got off Baron and tried to really hard force something. A little bit of team miscommunication, giving over a really big neutral objective. It is going to be a Infernal Soul, which is extremely good for the scaling team comp of the Tristana and Vayne. We'll see if they're able to actually stabilize with this Baron. We just gotta wait and see. I think that it's gonna be enough. Warwick's starting to get a little bit ahead of the Sejuani, down by a little bit of farm, but itemization for the Warwick, obviously with the Divine Sunder, is extremely strong. You have 2 Kraken Slayers, which is really big for the likes of the 280 carries. They're really going to shred through a lot of the max HP as well as the armor for the other team. Yes, they're tanky, but I really would have liked for them to have prioritized the Mountain and the Mountain Dragon, because they'd be getting insane value at this stage of the game. The top lane 1v1 looking spicy. We'll see.
There's going to be a dunk for the Darius, and it's going to be Darius solo killing the Ornn. Bye-bye. True damage ultimate. You can't build armor around that.
Yeah, that matchup's completely tilted now.
As you see Rakan with the ultimate, Malphite goes golden, but in the back lines, the 280 carriers are tossing spells onto each other, both kill each other at the exact same time! I don't believe it, as Sejuani flashes away to avoid getting killed. It's going to be the Fed AF Nautilus 1v3 against Rogue Otters, the Rakan, and it's going to be, you know, an eventuality here. Nautilus won't be able to live for long. It's going to be Warwick picking up the 900 gold shutdown. It's going to be the Infernal Drake getting taken over by Deathcap for Cutie. What a turn of event. They were 5,000 gold down, but right now they have the gold lead.
Yeah, getting the solo kill and then 2 towers in top side for Darius is just springboarded him into the lead. Once again, going back to the lack of damage. If you're going for this burst comp, I don't think Leandries is the answer. Probably not. Also, I want to comment on the Sejuani. Either missed her ulti or just bad target selection. Really needed to go for the Vayne to lock up the Vayne so your Malphite didn't get absolutely shredded. I believe that she ulted the Warwick, maybe trying to peel, but I feel like their only hope there was to try to lock down the damage coming through from the Fed marksman now. I really would have also liked to have seen them try to give over that 900 gold to one of their carries. Vayne was currently hitting the Nautilus, and Warwick ended up taking that. It does do really well for him. He does have a level lead, but you would have really liked to have seen that onto the Vayne.
Oh, Rakan, 1v2 engage. Darius goes in, tries to go for the AD carry. The hook lands, but it's going to be CC and suppressions all around. There's chaos in the fight. Sohn slays Mishka as Malphite goes into the back line. He doesn't have enough damage to kill Tristana, but something finishes her off anyway. But it's going to be a double kill for the Vayne, and Coach Dubs is on a rampage as he kills the Malphite.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what I talked about. Just not enough damage to be able to get through the team comp. I mean, you're able, like I said, the Malphite's able to blow up at least one person, which he did, trading his life for the, at the time, 8-death Tristana. Just leaves the Vayne to just free hit. And that is one Fed Vayne now.
Yeah,
she's
honestly,
got
Cal,
183 farm.
they threw 4 members at that Tristana, and she was the only one that got killed. I don't think that's worth at all, and it kind of shows you the flaws in the the draft here, they needed so much to get through the front line of Spawn of Deathcap for Cutie, that eventually the Kraken Slayer and the Vein damage just shredded the entire backline.
Yeah, I really don't. I'm really not a big fan of the team comp with the all of these tanks. They just don't have enough damage in order to be able to actually kill or blow up any of the DPS members of the other team. Maybe they're able to get a good team fight and actually catch somebody off guard, like catch somebody face checking and blow them up, and then fight a 4v5 afterwards. That's pretty much best case scenario for them. I don't know who's gonna match this Darius right now though. If Darius has Ghost up, I think that he's dead. The Ornn is just dead to him every single time. It's crazy how a 10,000. There's been a 10,000 gold swing in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't even think it was necessary in the last 10 minutes. I think it was like 7 minutes. You know,
Yeah,
that's a very crazy turn of event.
Yeah, once that Baron throw happened at 22 minutes, so it's been the last 5 minutes. It's 10,000 gold swing in about 5.5 minutes. It's crazy.
The price that Spawn of Baron have to pay for donating all the kills onto the Nautilus. Let's see if there's anything coming out of Spawn of Baron clearing the vision and promptly also taking the blue buff. See, Tristana is still on the bottom side. Ornn is gonna have the priority if they decide to make anything happen mid. It's gonna be Rakan narrowly dodging the hook from the Nautilus. That could have been really bad if the hook landed. Tristana, though, getting free reign over the bot lane, manages to push in that wave as Malphite goes in and responds. As we see Baron come up for both teams, and we see Spawn of Baron coming over to the Baron. Tristana forced to ult away, but Malphite still has his flash and his ult. Is he going to make anything happen? And Tristana goes golden. Let's see. Nautilus is already on the scene. MG Flory solo bolo onto the Tristana. That's not very good positioning for the Tristana. I think she should have backed earlier once she didn't see the members of Spawn of Baron at mid lane anymore. But yeah, let's see what happens next.
Probably just be content with just getting all the solo side farm. The GA third item onto the Tristana. 10 deaths, probably not worth it. You really just want to go ahead and go for as much
hook lands on
damage
the
as you
Darius.
can. Yeah,
nothing happens.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen probably a Lord Dominic's regard out of actually
hook lands on the Rakan. This is going to be a really good team fight for Spawn of Baron because they have a man advantage. Darius tries to access the backline, skews over, hooks the Caitlyn, but Vayne is free hitting on the backline. Ornn is already dead. Darius managed to kill the Caitlyn as Vayne gets the Malphite as well. It's going to be a double kill for the Vayne. Darius still has his passive up. It's going to be dunked. The Sejuani is going to be a triple kill for the Darius. Oh my god.
DC'd. I think Vayne actually disconnected.
Vayne still DC'd, yet they still won the fight. The auto attacks were just what they need. That's what this video is, what I'm going to show my friends whenever they say Vayne takes skill as the game gets paused. Probably because of that Vayne DC. That was hilarious.
That was very interesting, watching the Vayne just actually DC run past everybody and still absolutely clap.
Yeah, what a champion, right?
What a champion.
What a champion. And what an item, Gwynsu's and Kraken Slayer. Honestly, even though the game has been paused, Cal, I don't even think they need to pause the game to end it. They have a clear path to the Nexus right now.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, and we're back in the game as the red team destroys the Nexus turret. I mean, not the Nexus turret, the inhibitor turret. And the inhibitor gets taken down. Ooh, pings over for Infernal Drake, but I feel like they have enough time to finish the Nexus here. And the first Nexus turret's about to fall. Ooh, they can't make up their minds. Is it gonna be another pause? Or is my screen just frozen? I do not know.
They FF'd. Did they FF? No, okay.
Yep. Okay, so Spawn of Baron manages to get another chance as Deathcap for Cutie opts to take the Infernal Drake instead of finishing off the game. Let's see if this comes and bites them in the rear after.
I would just run straight to Baron if I was Spawn of Baron. Just trade the
Yeah,
Infernal. They
I
haven't
mean they
based
have
yet.
to.
Yeah, they
Have
haven't
to.
based yet. Oh, they're looking for the fight. They are
Oh
so
no
late.
no no. Yep, that's way too late. If they take the fight now, they already have the dragon buff. It's honestly, I don't think forcing the fight here was worth it. I think we see the reset coming out of Deathcap for Cutie. They might be planning on taking the Baron soon.
Yeah, that was a lot of wasted time. They could have at least been shoving out their lanes and scooping up gold and actually been collecting resources on the map. Caitlyn is going to catch this double wave, but how far is she behind the Vayne? I mean, 6-1 and 8 to 2-6 and 7. 1,000 gold shut down for both the Darius and the Vayne.
Yep. I apologize for any fans of Spawn of Baron right now as we see, you know, Deathcap for Cutie laying down the wards, prepping the Baron. I don't think there's going to be much hope for the squad of 4 tanks right now. Vayne with that true damage taking down Baron Nashor very, very quickly with that DPS. Let's see, there's a steal coming up. That's not going to be a steal. Vayne gets Baron Nashor and Sejuani is out of a prayer. The flash doesn't do anything. She's still in the pit as Darius is legendary after killing the Sejuani. It's going to be a 4v5 with a Drake advantage as Ornn gets suppressed. Coach jumps with a triple pull onto the back line, forces the Caitlyn to flash away. Shiny Ninetales on the back line. The Caitlyn's gonna die already. There's gonna be very little hope, but 2 people go golden for some reason. As it's gonna be a double kill and make that a triple kill for the Vayne. It's gonna be GG for Deathcap for Cutie as they take down Spawn of Baron.
Well, I thought I was wrong for a little while because of how the early game went, but I am now 2 for 2 on predictions pre-game. Just want to throw that out there.
As always, I like to say scaling, not skill. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, definitely very good win. Little sloppy. Lots that the teams can both work on. I would really like to have seen the Sejuani be a little bit more assertive on the map. Really nice carry coming out from or really nice recovery coming out from the Darius to then carry the game. That 3-man apprehend at the end, immediately blowing the Caitlyn's flash. Then the really quick follow-up damage from the Vayne just to get her out of there. Caitlyn was never able to put down any damage almost throughout this entire game.
Talking about damage, it does look like Malphite did the most damage for Spawn of Baron. But I like how the Darius turned around his lane phase, which was not really very good, into really, really good team fighting performances in the mid and late game. It feels like I was watching a whole new like player come alive out of Coach Dubs. So from one Darius main to another, well played, GG, well played. Really like the dunks, and we're gonna move on to the other game soon.
Yeah, we're gonna get loaded up into game 2. We will see Deathcap coming right back, so maybe they'll take a couple minutes to settle their nerves and go back from, level what, 15, 16, 17 back to level 1, which is sometimes a case of mental fortitude. But we will be back in just a minute. I know we got 2 bingos out of that one. There will be 2 more coming up in the next one, but sit tight. We'll be back in just a minute. Everybody can grab some water. Um, but yeah, we'll be kicking off in about 10 minutes. Check, check, check. All right, we are back. We've got game 2 coming up. Same casters, half the same teams. Deathcap versus Immortals this time. Thanks for sticking around for game 2 of our triple header tonight. And of course, if you're feeling super awesome and super kind and generous, of course, hit that sub button. But no obligations. You can check out coachrivals.gg as well. And just a little plug for our new nonprofit venture. Um, all profits and proceeds from all Coach Rivals stuff goes to Phoenix Gaming Foundation to help kickstart some micro grants for schools. So we're trying to take everything that comes in and send it right back out. But of course, just being here and viewing is good enough for us. We love to see the chat, and of course, grab a bingo card because 2 bingos per game, and you get a Hextech chest, which I know is what everybody wants this season. So check it out, and I'm gonna send it over to Ocalzone and Pathfinder. Mr. H. Hey, Mr. H will be with us game 3. Super excited about that. So, anyway, Ocalzone, Pathfinder, welcome back.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mr. H. I know him by voice only, but that's the vibe I've been getting. But we were having this conversation, Cal, during the cooldown period. Since Deathcap for Cutie is going to be playing a second game consecutively, um, it might be a little bit harsh on their endurance, right? As we can see sometimes in pro play, when people have to play 5 games in a row, the endurance really comes into its own, like as an effect, as a factor in the game. But that being considered, I can't think right now. Deathcap actually won their last game, which could also be a positive effect. They could all be very hyped up. They're gonna be like, it's gonna be 2 dubs today. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think two games gonna affect them too badly. I do think that having a lot of confidence coming into this game will do them a lot of good. I think they just need to focus on drafting well again, and really trying to get the most value they can out of their team comp. They really didn't need to force a lot of the plays that they did make. Obviously, going for the Baron fight was really good, but they got really far behind in the early game, and they made their game a little bit more difficult than it maybe needed to be. I mean, with 2 marksmen that both scale extremely well, all you're trying to do is just make it to that 3-item spike. And they were taking some pretty aggressive fights, getting solo killed in lane pretty hard early. Big bounce back plays from the Darius. The 3-man apprehend comes into my mind right away. Big charms with the Rakan. So definitely some big plays to restabilize that game and to actually get the dub.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Sones, the Tristana player from last game, I think he just needs to chill a little bit more. Some of his engages are really insane, and I think if he just let the support or the jungle, especially the last game with the Rakan and the Warwick, both the champions with more engage potential in mind, I think a lot of the fights of the mid game would have been, you know, they wouldn't essentially have had to happen, and thus would have nullified the gold advantage in the first place. But it is Immortals we're talking about, and let me pull up the standings here. If I'm not wrong, Immortals is actually in 0 wins, 4 losses. Oof.
Yikes. Yeah, so we will see what ends up going on. Hopefully we have a good game. I'm really interested to see how the drafts are going to go this time around. Obviously, we had 2 very conflicting styles with the last draft. We'll just have to wait and see on how the picks are going to be coming in. I think we are still waiting for 1 member to join. Hopefully, this is another spicy game like last game.
Suggestion for Coop. I think if the names are right, we should have like theme songs for each team, because every time I say Immortals, like the song Immortals by Fall Out Boy comes to mind, and that would be pretty cool if they have their own theme song, right? We could be Immortals.
I mean, always taking suggestions for the next round. If we can move into theme songs for individual teams, that would be sick. I think we just found out that word on the street is our final player is coming in it, so we should be getting pro draft started in just a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and pop over to that so we don't miss anything. Um, but yeah, we should be getting started very soon.
Yep, good to see that he's out of the hard stuck traffic, and let's see if he can carry his team out from being hard stuck 0-4. Let's hope it's gonna be a dub here for Immortals. If it is, it's gonna be their first of Coach Rivals Season 2. Let's get the draft going. And as I say that, the draft doesn't start.
Yeah, we'll get the draft going when we get it going, but it's interesting, going back to the stamina element of Deathcap coming off of a back and forth kind of seesaw game. That, as the chat was saying, was this game's crazy, and it was. That can fire a lot of adrenaline as you're playing. Now they've had a little bit of a cooldown period, which can help bring them back down. But we'll see. Sometimes you see the other team's able to capitalize on that. Let me just check real quick on our schedule.
Maybe he could do the draft while he's sitting in traffic, and then as the game starts, he can just rush to his PC, maybe have a friend or something like do the draft for him. So when he gets back home, like after traffic, he's just boom in Summoner's Rift, ready to go, no break required. So that's something I would do probably if I had the opportunity.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, oh, I think they're patching or something. But yeah, going back to these two, we were talking about the game team names. Deathcap for Cutie, great name. Love the puns. Immortals, big fan. It's a playoff of pro team, right? Immortals. Uh, Anything with Yordles, it's good. So just a shout out to the teams themselves for coming into the Coach Rivals season to say, you know what, we're going to take it serious, but also who doesn't like a good pun and keeping it light and lighthearted as well. So I know all these coaches have a lot of fun with this, and it's good to see them showing up. And I think we even get a couple here and there, some students who get to watch. So if there are any students of these coaches out there, welcome to the stream, of course. Uh, Root for and shout out to your coaches, and we're excited to have you in the stream. And of course, uh, big woot from Mr. H. But I think I have an alum, so big shout out to Mo Money hanging out in the stream. Who congrats on graduating, and also congrats on hitting diamond.
Yeah, which one
The
is
draft
more
is going.
important? Oh, the draft is going.
Oh, it's
Great.
happening. It's
Let's see.
happening.
It's happening. It's happening. Okay, let's see. It's gonna be the first ban from Mordekaiser from Immortals. I think somebody mentioned that somebody played I I can't think right now. Ivern just got buffed this last patch, right? And apparently one of the junglers is an Ivern one trick. I think on the side of Immortals. Is that correct?
Immortals, yeah. That's where the fancy feet footwork might happen. We've seen a lot of interesting play out of that jungler as well in how they're not very shy on being aggressive, and taking some early risks that seem to be paying off, but they can't close that gap at the end there. So we'll see how they'll play up into this Deathcap for Cutie um, game. Now, we just watched Deathcap for Cutie play. What would you say about the team comp and the play style from the last game? Do you think you might see them try and pull that little rabbit out of their hat again for this one?
I think Deathcap for Cutie has a very good understanding of how the draft phase should go. They drafted a good balanced team with not really many obvious weaknesses to attack from, except maybe they might be lacking a little bit of AP, but that wasn't a huge issue. But I feel like they could have banned out Ivern this game because of the fact that Immortals has an Ivern one trick, and because the Ivern also just got buffed, right? And this buff in particular in 11.14 gives him 20 extra shield on his shield at what was it, level 9 if I'm not wrong, which is pretty significant coming into like the early and mid game. As we see also Nocturne getting picked up by Immortals, while Deathcap for Cutie gets the Ezreal and the Galio. More comfort picks here, I think, for Deathcap, because if I'm not wrong, their ADC does play quite a bit of Ezreal.
Yeah, and I think that this is a very interesting trade of picks. You're picking, in my opinion, the best champion in the game. You're trading that for the best AD carry in the game, as well as a very, very strong Galio pick. Also, denying that pick for the easy Nocturne follow up is really important. So already we're going to get a different looking draft.
Approach. Yeah, I agree that Galio is a very good answer to Nocturne in general. The taunt nullifies quite a bit of his engage potential, gives him a lot of defensive and utility. I just think that if Deathcap for Cutie has a similar draft advantage in this game, they just need to cool their jets in the early and mid game and let their draft and their teamwork do most of the heavy lifting for them in the game. As you can see, Lulu getting picked for the side of Immortals and Set from Deathcap for Cutie, but I really like that Lulu pick. You mentioned that Ezreal is like the best ADC and Nocturne's the best champion, and in my opinion, Lulu is like the best support right now. She's not necessarily supporting like a traditional hyper carry, like maybe a Kog'Maw or a Vayne, but Ash's power is also still there. Um, as we see the second round of bans getting started.
Yeah, hopefully, let's see what they ended up picking. I'm really a big fan of the Death Cap for Cuties team comp. Immortals with a really good team comp so far with the Ash, the Lulu, and then the Nocturne. The Nocturne with the Lulu combo is a very potent combo for sure. Lots of Ash really good for setting up team fights, trying to make a pick onto one target with the
Ooh,
burst
Garen
damage from the
getting banned.
Nocturne.
I haven't seen Garen getting banned in a very long time, though. I think Set is also a decent answer into the Nocturne. If the Nocturne ends up going top, then that Garen ban wouldn't have been very good. But the key thing is, sorry, you were saying?
Oh no, you can keep going.
Okay, so I think if Nocturne Shield manages to get past like Galio taunt, the Set ultimate can be used as a vacuum just to re-nullify the engage. I think the only thing I don't really like about Immortals right now is they could have had like a more hyper carry oriented ADC, because that's where you get a lot of value from having the Lulu. But now as we see Warwick, Volibear, Garen, and Xerath being banned, um, Deathcap for Cutie having the first pick of the second round of the pick ban phase. Let's see what's gonna be. Oh, it's gonna be the deer. Are we gonna be breaching this game? Is Trick 2G playing in Deathcap for Cutie? That's a very good. I mean, I would have said good, but recently Udyr has been getting a little bit of nerfs because of his power. He used to be really good in pro play. He used to be like a primo pick. But let's see how Deathcap for Cutie uses this Udyr pick in their favor. But I start to see a distinct lack of range for Deathcap for Cutie's team comp. While Immortals, they're drafting, Lulu, Vel'Koz, both champions with pretty good range compared to, say, Set and Udyr.
Yeah, we'll see how the team comes ends up working out. They also don't have a ton of wave clear. The Galio obviously does have a little bit. The Ezreal has some decent range to be able to clear out some waves. We'll see where if it ends up being a Set or Galio support, or if they're actually taking it top. I think it's going to be Set top, Galio
Oh,
mid with the Kennen
Kennen.
pick.
The Kennen pick is so good here. It nullifies like the turnaround potential of Set. Ooh, but Deathcap for Cutie opting out for Ziggs. Is that gonna be Ziggs support or Ziggs mid? What do you think?
I think it's probably going to be Ziggs mid. They banned out the Xerath after on the last pick, so I think that they wanted to pinch the pool a little bit more, and then they knew who they wanted to pick. I'm confused. Maybe the Xerath pick is for support, but no, Lulu's probably going to be. Yeah, I'm not quite exactly sure. We'll end up seeing where all of these end up going.
So, in my opinion, the draft for both teams is much closer now than it has been last game. Last game, I would argue that Deathcap for Cutie had a distinct advantage over Spawn of Baron, but I think I like Immortal's comp a little bit more here. You get a lot of value out of the cannon. You have like defensive potential from the Vel'Koz. So I think if Immortals manages to get around the set ultimate as an engaged tool in the Galio follow up and survive long enough for that their range eventually like turns around the fight for them, I think Immortals can win out this game. It might be their first dub.
Yeah, I actually really like both drafts.
Oh, that's a remake? Oh.
So I think that both of these drafts are actually very good. You can see both these teams have a pretty straightforward plan coming into the game. I think it'll be really interesting. Let's
I, I,
see.
I also
I'm
like how.
Immortals.
Oh, sorry.
They're strong. They have a really strong team fight. So if it makes it to the point where they are team fighting, then I think they have the edge.
I like how both teams are relatively difficult to itemize against because you have the Ziggs for damage and Galio. Very important to have magic resist against Ziggs because he has that potential of just, taking away, quarter, a third of your HP if he's fed with one single Q. While Immortals, they're getting a lot of value also from Vel'Koz and Kennen, two very high damage dealing AP mages. I say mages with quotation marks there. But yeah, I like the balance of both teams. I like how both has a distinct theme that they have to execute in order to succeed, which translates into better play overall. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. We just gotta see how I'm really just interested to see where all these champions are gonna go. Nocturne, Jungle, obviously, Ash, AD carry. Who's gonna be support? Because Lulu probably will be going support, but has been being played in the mid lane a lot in the in LCK and LPL. Vel'Koz obviously has that flexibility as well. Kennen's gonna be your have to wait and see how Deathcap's going to do it because really Galio set and Ziggs can all go support. I think it's going to be a set top Galio mid or maybe Galio support and then Ziggs top. I think that Galio should do perfectly fine into the Vel'Koz as long as he doesn't eat too much poke with him nullifying a lot of the magic damage. Ezreal should be okay to just free farm. I know he does well against Ash, being able to arcane shift away from his the arrows. So we'll end up seeing how all of these team fights and picks end up working out.
Imagine if everybody is going exactly where they are right now. Nocturne top, Ash jungle, Lulu mid. Oh, that would be a game for the ages.
That would.
I for one would love to see Udyr ADC one day, or Prowler's Claw Udyr. That would be really nice. But I think we see Kennen and Set being picked for the top lanes right now, and it's gonna be an Udyr jungle, Nocturne jungle, if I'm not wrong. Just waiting on the pick.
Yeah, and that Mesrith from Yordles is also really comfortable on that Nocturne. So he's a jungle main. He has a lot of depth in the jungle pool. So they banned out the fiddle early. He's also very comfortable in fiddle. So we'll see how that plays in. I know that Nocturne is just a Nocturne can just be so menacing to a team, and we'll see if some of that mental play will come into this.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like Nocturne is one of the best champions right now, even with that small nerf to Stridebreaker and the small nerf to, I believe, Nocturne's Q. I could be wrong on that, but Nocturne still feels really good. Can be flexed mid or top. I mean, sorry, jungle or top, which gives him a lot of value in the draft phase. Uh, but yeah, honestly, Mesrith, if you're hearing this now, you should be climbing the plat with that champion, buddy. He has a lot of potential.
Yeah, I think Nocturne. You say it was a nerf to Stridebreaker, but his win percentage actually went up even with a nerf.
Yeah,
Just the way that it interacts is really the most important thing. He really, it just, once he clicks R and uses his stride breaker, you really can't get away from him. Even if you perfectly time a flash, it's kind of tough in order to get away from that Nocturne with stride breaker combination.
Yeah, I forgot that the Stride Breaker nerf only nerf in quotation marks only hit some champions, while turned out to be a buff for Nocturne, right? So Rito, please fix. It has been way too many patches with me playing without any range in solo queue for every 60 seconds as Nocturne turns on his ultimate. As we finally finished the draft phase, and we're gonna be loading in pretty soon. It's gonna be Galio support, Ezreal ADC, Ziggs mid, Udyr jungle, set top. Pretty ordinary, quote unquote ordinary stuff here. Nothing crazy coming out from both teams, and yeah, we'll just have to see how they play the early game.
Yeah, it should be interesting. I think that the bot lane of Deathcap has a good bit of kill pressure. It is tough to kill the Lulu lane, but we'll see what the summoner spells end up going. But Galio has so much setup; he can lock people down for so long. I would expect to see him go ignite and try to be able to pick off the Lulu.
Do you think it's gonna be like a tank Udyr build or more like offensive or even AP Udyr? Because that
M-
I think those builds are very interesting.
Maybe divine into tank. We'll see what he ends up going for. I actually don't know what the current optimal build is for Udyr, honestly.
All right, u.gg Udyr. So according to u.gg, his most optimum build is actually Turbo Chem Tank, and you go full tank with Deadman's Plate and Thornmail, and then you have the option of going like a Wit's End or a Blade of the Ruined King if you want to forego a Spirit Visage or Force of Nature or Randuin's Omen. But as it stands, according to u.gg, Udyr is only a B tier jungler for Platinum Plus players right now.
We
I
will
make that
see
all right.
then how strong he is.
Yeah, I'm still wondering if he's gonna go Chem Tank after all this, because the way u.gg builds Udyr is like Chem Tank into like Phase Rush, so you get a lot of mobility. But I'm not sure that mobility is the first priority against a team like the Kennen Nocturne. I would say survivability would probably be very good, but it is what it is. Udyr, maybe he's gonna go for breaching. Maybe we see Hullbreaker for the first time. That would be really nice.
Yeah, we saw it a couple of weeks back when it first released. We saw some Hullbreaker. I think the chat was excited about hopefully seeing some Hullbreaker last match. It is really fun to watch when it pops off, but it'd be fun to see it if it comes out. I'd be curious to see Kennen on Hullbreaker, to see a ranged champ um, taking that item and seeing what they can do with it. We are about to get started up. So everybody, again, thanks for tuning in, sticking around for game two. As this one's going to load up in just a minute, we will catch the skins game. But right now, let's give a little love to all the teams in season two of Coach Rivals. All right, so here we go. The only thing that matters, the skins game. So we are about to get started. Here we go. Game on. So welcome everybody to another Season 2 matchup of Coach Rivals.
Honestly, the skins game is so important. Even if you win the League of Legends game, is it really winning if you don't have a skin though?
True. We will see how the team comps end up playing out. So it is exhaust and heal bot lane against exhaust heal. I would have liked to have seen the
Ignite from Galio.
Ignite from Galio because they actually have a little bit of kill pressure. Couple notable runes got phase rush for the Udyr. You got lethal tempo for the Nocturne. Pretty much most everything else is pretty standard. I think it's interesting that Kennen started Doran's ring. I think typically Kennen start Doran's blade so that they can actually harass a little bit more with their auto attacks level 1, especially with a melee into range matchup. Also notable that the set started Doran's blade. Also, I don't think as optimal because you want to go Doran shield since you're going to be taking a lot of auto harass. So we'll see how that ends up impacting top lane.
Yeah, I feel like the Dorn's ring is a little bit wasted on Kennen because he's not taking advantage of the mana passive. You do, right? But then it restores health instead. I would have been okay with Dark Seal if the Kennen was really confident in his gameplay, because I think the Kennen into Set matchup favors the Kennen because Set, one of his weaknesses is poke, because you know he has a lot of power from his W, but that requires a lot of like constant damage to be poured into the Set. So, and I also feel like the Set really should have gone Dorn's blade. I mean Dorn's ring, Dorn's shield here, because yeah. Sorry, my brain is working. Trust me. Um, it's because Dorn's blade. The only way the item is really good is if the Set plays really aggressively and gets like an early kill using the additional attack damage. But other than that, don't really like the item into a ranged matchup.
We didn't do pre-game predictions, by the way.
Oh yeah, do it now.
Okay, so I personally am probably gonna go with my team Deathcap. I actually like the team comp for the other team a little bit better, but I just think that if Nocturne doesn't get off to a really good lead, that Udyr is just going to be up an insane amount of farm on him. He clears considerably faster, already done with 4 camps. Nocturne is pathing over to red buff. This is going to be spicy, going for the level 3 invade with red.
Oh, yep. And well, he's taken very low. Udyr forced the flash away, but there's going to be a follow-up flash, but then he cancels the auto. Mesrith gives away the kill, but gets the red buff. 100 gold for the Nocturne, and causes a lot of mental damage. Yeah, it is a very spicy indeed. Yeah, honestly, I do agree with you, Cal. I like Immortal's comp a little bit more, but I feel like Deathcap for Cutie, they've just told us how reliable they can be in game, and plus they have the added benefit of having experienced the game earlier, so I feel like that's gonna really help out in terms of their decision making, especially into the mid game. Oh, as a gank is happening up on the top side, forces the flash away from the Set, but Kennen follow-up flash for the stun. Looks like Coach Dubs will get away with his life for now. Let's see if he utilizes that teleport to get back in lane.
Yeah, pretty pretty aggressive for the Kennen to flash follow up. I would have just taken the free flash and just kind of hung out. I actually wonder how healthy the Set would have been if he had gone Doran shield. Maybe we could have looked for a turnaround opportunity. Probably would not have been chunked quite as low. He might have misclicked and bought 2 pink wards. Maybe, we'll see. These are coaches, so they do want to. They do obviously know the importance of pink wards. We have a good CS lead in the bot lane. That's really good coming out of the Ezreal. If he's able to beat Ashe early game, it's going to be really good for them with how strong the Divine Sunder build is on Ezreal.
I think what he's trying to do with those 2 pink wards is, as soon as one of the pink wards is going to get taken by somebody, he's going to put down another pink ward to deny the gold, and that causes a lot of mental damage. That I would pay to see that happen in Coach Rivals, because I think it's very funny if it did happen. But yeah, very standard early game here from both teams. Apart from the 2 ganks, really nothing much is happening, except Nocturne has a considerable CS lead, 36 CS over the Udyr, who has 29 right now. Udyr will eventually catch up to the Nocturnes in terms of CS, but it looks like the early game steal on the red does affect the Udyr's early clear quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean that was a really good invade. Going for the slightly greedy full clear from the Udyr. I would have liked to have seen him maybe be a little bit more efficient with his pathing and everything, and trying to get a ward down either one of his teammates. Ziggs obviously will have the ability to gank coming into bot lane, just a Q from the Nocturne. Can't clear the ward because he went for the Q. Udyr's going to catch up a good little bit here because he is able to get this Scuttle Crab. Then probably going to either look for a base, or he's going to move over to his bot side.
Yep, huge wave for the
Cannon.
Oh, Kennen has level 6 advantage, and then it's going to be stunned up onto the set, but that massive W shield manages to save the set. Coach Dub going out from that top lane fight with a sliver of health left.
Man, if he had... I would really like to see set itemized a little bit better. If he had Blood Shield, as well as not even a longsword. First blood, bottom fight coming in.
Yep, Drake coming in for the side of the blue team, although Ezreal on the double kill. The Vel'Koz ultimate got cancelled. It's going to be a triple kill for the Ezreal. Shame that he couldn't get the 4th, but that's going to be a huge gold injection for the ADC of Deathcap for Cutie.
So it is going to be the Mountain Soul or Mountain Dragon going over to not Deathcap. I am Yordles. My bad. Going over to them, so that's going to be pretty important for them. I personally would take the triple kill onto the Ezreal as a pretty important one. That's a lot of gold and stats over to the Ezreal very early on. I would like to see them try to contest this next Drake with as much prior as they have bottom, considering it's going to be an Infernal, which is going to be extremely important for that scaling of the Ziggs as well as the Ezreal.
Yeah, absolutely. The team Deathcap for Cutie, it's a shame that they couldn't get the Mountain Drake there, because Set and Udyr would have really benefited from that Mountain Drake. But on the flip side, none of the champions of the blue team really have that much value when it comes to getting a Mountain Drake, because they're all pretty squishy.
Yeah, but it is good to deny, considering they do have the Set and the Udyr and the Galio going to be pretty tanky members. I think this is a little deep for this Galio. We'll see what he ends up doing. He is paired up with his jungler right now, looking for the invade. Ooh, I would have liked to have seen an immediate flash. They could have blown up that mid laner, the Vel'Koz.
Ooh, Vel'Koz taking dangerously low with that Q from the Ziggs. We'll see if there's going to be any follow-up.
This is a big lead now, actually, coming in for the red team. It's only 1,000 gold, but with this Vel'Koz having to miss this entire wave, Nocturne's going to have to soak this. If I was Udyr, I would just immediately leave and just go and get even farther ahead. He has 3 camps up. Nocturne has 2 camps up. He would be able to tie up the farm difference, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a really good way to play Ziggs by Sonis. He's landing so much poke onto the the Vel'Koz, and as we see a jungler against jungler fight, Udyr's running away, but then Sonez just blows up the Nocturne, gets the red buff as well, and the blue buff is going to be a consolation prize. Really good roam for the side of the Ziggs. He's going to pick up the double buffs. This Ziggs is going to be so dang fed coming into the mid game with a CS lead and as well as a kill participation lead over the Vel'Koz.
Yeah, definitely big plays coming out. Nice roam up from the mid laner as well as roam down from the top. Ulti coming in for the Kennen.
Really good flash away from the Udyr. Extra speed boost from his runes, helping him escape from that Kennen. Very, very close though. That could have gone really wrong if the Udyr didn't flash or flashed too late.
That is a flash and ulti out of the Kennen. That is big for the. That is really big for the set. He actually has a kill window. Once again, Vel'Koz is getting shoved out once again by the Ziggs.
Oh, but it's gonna be a massive Nocturne ultimate onto the Ezreal, but then there's a knockup and the exhaust. It's gonna be a huge shutdown for the side of the Nocturne, but then Lulu ultimate and the shield's not gonna save him. Rogue Otters, the Galio, manages to take down the Nocturne for a 1-for-1, but that's gonna be huge shutdown for the Nocturne. 900 gold picked up. I think that's still hashtag worth.
Yeah, definitely still hashtag worth. I will say this. I think that the Udyr, I'm glad he canceled his recall because he has a chance to get several more camps up. Definitely gonna be some big, big gold advantages built. They did get the shutdown gold, but Udyr obviously stayed on the map, so very important. Does not have the flash.
Oh, that Ezreal ultimate just nicks the Ashe on the very side. Lulu's gonna be really here. There's gonna be polymorph onto the Udyr, and it's gonna be really bad if they don't GTFO out of bot lane right now, as we see Galio still posturing. He's still greedy. He's still posturing. He wants that to get that taunt off on the Lulu or the Ashe. As we see now, in the Infernal Dragon coming up in 8 seconds. Let's see if we can use the Udyr pressure to get that Infernal Drake. Very important Drake for both teams over here. You can't get the Infernal Drake, at least get the Scuttle Crab.
Yeah, hopefully they're able to secure this with Ezreal coming off of a fresh buy. He is very strong. Looks like he's going towards the Trinity Force. I guess he's not a big fan of the Divine Sunder build. I think both of them are still viable. I'm a bigger fan of Divine Sunder even after the nerf. It seems like it's still too gold efficient not to consider buying.
Yep, I also like the Divine Blunderer, as we call it. I would have liked to see the Dustblade Ezreal, but then blue team has slain the dragon. There's going to be a TP coming in from Kennen to the Dragon Pit. Nocturne with the ultimate. Let's see, I think it's just a zoning R from the Nocturne, but it's still very good work because they picked up 2 really key dragons in the early game. That's going to definitely help them in the transition to the mid game. Conversely though, we see a fight going on onto the mid lane. Vel'Koz taken a little bit low, but if Njordal's already prioritized the dragons as they did this game, it looks like Deathcap for Cutie, they do have a gold lead, 2.5k in the pocket of the red team. As we see a fight going on in the top lane, flashes away the set. Does the Kennen have enough damage? Yes, he does. The Q finishes off the set. There's going to be a solo bolo for the Kennen player. Blue Dragon, 9450, doing work. It's going to be a flea onto the Ziggs. Ziggs goes golden. What a stopwatch play from the Ziggs. Sonez gets the solo kill in a 2v1. Very, very good play, utilizing that the stopwatch to bait in the Nocturne.
That was a big outplay for the Ziggs. He is off to a hot start. Already an item in, gonna finish his boots here. Vel'Koz has the base, gonna be even more farm behind. He should be able to get this first tower with a satchel. Let's see if he's greedy. I would definitely be greedy, 100%. You know, Nocturne has an ulti. Go back in. You got this, bud. Auto. You got the W. Oh, you don't have any mana? Yes, you do. There it is. First tower going down for the Ziggs. He's going to be propelled so far into the lead over the Vel'Koz. Vel'Koz not even quite 1 full item plus boots. Zig's already one full item plus boots plus broken stopwatch and going to be basing with all that first tower gold as well as that solo kill onto the Nocturne.
Yeah, absolutely. This Ziggs is so dang accelerated. He also has a lot of magic penetration, and looking at the Immortals, they don't really have anyone with magic resist in their kit, because even Nocturne, he opted in for the Kraken Slayer instead of the more traditional Stride Breaker, which is a little bit questionable, but Ziggs is gonna do tons of damage into this Immortals roster. The Mountain Drake helps in that regard a little bit, but I don't think that's going to be sufficient to stop, the might of Ziggs, so to speak.
I also agree. They need to feed this Ziggs blue buffs, and they need to keep getting him ahead. I would like to probably see them rotate both Udyr as well as the Ziggs into the top side. Go ahead and get Galio roaming out of bot lane. Let Ezreal. Ezreal's obviously a notoriously good 1v2 AD carry, taking a very large
Oh my god, that Ziggs ult just did half of a Lulu's damage. There's going to be heal coming out from the Ashe, ult from the Lulu, as well as ult from the Ashe, just to disengage from that Ziggs roam. As we see a 2v2 fight now, Nocturne opting in for the 2v2, ults in, as Set ults out. The Udyr is going to be stunned up. It's going to be Vel'Koz to finish off the jungler, and the Vel'Koz ultimate picks up the double kill onto the Set and the Rift Herald. Really, really good fight here for Immortals.
That is a really big throw. You have your mid laner go into the bot lane, so you force on the top objective and give away 2 kills and Rift Herald. Vel'Koz is actually now in the game, which is crazy considering he was so far behind. Now 3-1, we're shut down gold, finishing his item plus boots. Should maybe have enough for an amp tome, not quite. So, I mean, that's really big, him getting back into the game. Ziggs obviously able to get both ultis out of the bot laners as well as the summoner spells, so that is a very important win, as also the bot tower, but is it enough really to make up for those 2 kills that just went over? We'll see how much gold. Oh, let's see if this play goes well on the top side. Do they get jebaited by the Rift Herald? Go, Galio, make it happen.
Yep. Will Set have enough speed to join this fight right here? There's going to be a taunt onto the Nocturne, and the Nocturne's already dead because of the R from the Ziggs. I don't think they have enough speed to chase the Kennen, though. They just have to take the Nocturne.
They do need to go for this tower, though. They have 4 members in this top side. They need to try to pressure this off.
Yep. As the Ocean Drake going to be coming up in 23 seconds now. Let's see which team prioritizes positioning to the Drake first. But that was a very good pickup for Deathcap for Cutie. The Yordles having enough map awareness to deploy that ultimate there with really good positioning, good use of the Galio taunt as well. But we see a 2-level lead in favor of the Kennen here in the top side. Set might still have the CS lead, which might not be true in just a couple moments, but the 2-level disadvantage gotta hurt, as Deathcap for Cutie finally getting their first Drake. I don't think Nocturne's gonna be contesting this one.
Yeah, so hopefully this is able to stabilize their mid game a little bit with getting that dragon. The last thing you want is for them to already be on soul point at 18 minutes. Good thing that they actually are able to stabilize a bit. They have about a 3,000 gold lead, which not a lot obviously, but a good little chunk. They do have the Ziggs still leagues ahead of everybody else in the game. He should be finishing his Zanya second. With him being this fed, I would love to see him go another damage item before going Zanya's, but I do understand the threat of both the Kennen as well as the Nocturne, so definitely a good option. With this fed, if I'm this fed, I'm personally going damage 100%. But I do understand. It ended up being Divine Sunder, by the way, for Ezreal. He just stopped and got Caulfield, so I'm glad to see him go the more efficient gold item as well as just better overall damage.
I also really like the way that the Ziggs has been playing so far. Just as you said, he's been absorbing these blue buffs so that he can accelerate his lead even further. As we see Ziggs kind of pathing over to the top side, we'll see if he opts in to take a fight there, but it doesn't look like it. He's going to be pathing back to the mid lane. But while we're talking, Ashe has been getting all solo EXP bot lane as she pushes in that wave. Gonna be no response from... Wow, Vel'Koz had to use his fancy footwork and both Suns to get out of that one. The Ziggs ult doesn't connect, but a lot of Suns blown by the Vel'Koz to try and stay alive. Oh my god, what is that Ziggs damage? But then Ziggs is gonna flash backwards, gonna be locked up by the Galio. There's gonna be really huge damage for the side of Ziggs. Galio's gonna ult onto the Ziggs to get out.
Galio, the real MVP right there. If he actually hit
Absolute
that
clutch.
taunt and locked down the Nocturne for another split second, then he actually probably would have been able to blow him up, blow up the Nocturne and get the trade kill.
Yep, but most importantly, he saves the team's carry. Really clutch work there by the Galio. What are your opinions if Deathcap... Oh, I was just about to say they're going to start the Baron. Is this going to be a good call for Deathcap or Cutie? We'll see. Nocturne doesn't really know that this is happening right now. He doesn't have his ultimate to try to contest. But does this go unchecked? Does Deathcap or Cutie get away with this robbery?
Ashe, they need to give this. They honestly need to give this. If they get baited into a fight here, oh, they're pinching on the Nocturne or on the Ziggs. There you go. That's the correct play. Is the turn.
Huge set punch onto the back line. There's gonna be a triple kill for the Ziggs. Huge damage.
Is this the Penta?
But the Galio gets taken down.
Is this the
Penta?
Penta?
Kill. Oh!
The Penta?
That's the Penta kill!
Penta! Coming in.
Bonus.
This Ziggs is so accelerated. They need to push immediately, take all the jungle camps. Somebody needs to go towards the bot side, collect that triple wave that is actually crashing. Oh man, the Ziggs damage, this is just too much. I wonder what's going to be blowing with the Ruby Crystal. I don't want to see any defensive items. I want to just see him kill people. I'm probably going to be going for the CDR. I can't think of what it's called all of a sudden. I'm probably going to be going for that item. I want to just see raw damage. I want to see him go straight into a Deathcap. They better build some MR. They're going to be in for another, or just more herd. Another whole... One whole Ziggs combo actually can 100-0 Lulu, Ashe, and Vel'Koz, so they really need to respect the damage. They did get the Kennen TP out with that nice pressure, so I would like to see Set walk towards the bot side. Ziggs is not basing. He says spending money is for losers, and he is going for a big chunk onto the Kennen. Imagine TPing and then immediately having to get sent home. This is yikers for sure. This Ziggs is going to hard carry this game, calling it right now.
This Ziggs needs to build a Medjai's right now and Deathcap so that he can one-shot every single person on the enemy team. But he's definitely putting on a clinic right now as there's going to be an engage onto the Vel'Koz. Stun lands from the Udyr. As the darkness comes in, there's going to be a taunt, but the taunt misses, and it's going to be a suppression from the Set. Galio ults back to get out of his positioning, and Sonaz goes legendary with that kill. 700 gold shutdown for the Ziggs. This guy is completely untouchable right now. Sonaz giving us all a lesson on how to play Ziggs.
Yeah, this guy is an absolute terror in this game for sure. We will see how they end up, or if the other team is able to recover. The Nocturne pick going full damage, not working out. Personally, not surprised at all.
In my opinion, it's kind of ironic that Immortals is getting dismantled by one Yordle right about now. As the Ziggs damage, oh my god, it just cleans up the dragon straight away. Udyr picks it up. There's going to be 2 Ocean Souls for the side of Deathcap for Cutie. And we'll see if Ziggs manages to finish that Deathcap on his next back.
If this makes it all the way to 4 Ocean Souls, this game is as good as over. Tons of poke hitting you, and if the team with the Ziggs is able to Deathcap for Cutie, if they are able to get their Deathcap on their primary carry and have all that regen with all that poke from the Ezreal and the Ziggs, it's going to be a really tough matchup, or a really tough recovery for the other team.
Absolutely. Ziggs broken pick as we see Ziggs level 14 already. Also taking the camps of Udyr just to add insult to injury. Deathcap for Cutie is probably going to be the next item for Ziggs, hence the name, just like you said. But I really don't fancy the Nocturne's itemization much here. I mean, he went for the Kraken Slayer and the Berserker's Greaves, which gives you a lot of offensive power, but a lot of the offensive utility of Nocturne having the combo with the Stride Breaker is removed when you don't have Stride Breaker as an item on the Nocturne. As we see Ziggs, yep, he finishes the Death Cap, yep, but he has no Medjais. Where's the Medjais, Ziggs? Don't you want another Penta?
Yeah, with the Death Cap, he'll be able to pretty much just R Lulu or Ashe and just take them out of the fight completely.
Yep, Sonaz, if you're hearing us right now, you better bind that alt button to the delete key because that's what it's going to be doing. Not really any magic resist on the side of Immortals, as we see. Is the Baron getting taken by Deathcap for Cutie? Yes, it is. It's getting started up for sure. Missing pings to show that Deathcap have the vision advantage here in the Baron pit. They're trying to either take the fight or take the Baron as Kennen goes in. But that ultimate, really good disengage for the side of the Kennen. Ziggs on the back line, he's going to be taken really low. He's going to go golden with he gets shut down by Baron. This is going to be a very chaotic fight here for both teams as Set cleans up the backline, but conversely, Udyr gets taken down by the Vel'Koz. I don't really think this is worth for Deathcap for Cutie. They could have pivoted way earlier if they wanted to prevent this or focus their attention to the Baron as well.
Yeah, I think that they need a pick before they do that. And if they are going to do that, they cannot all 5 clump up for a Kennen. Imagine if Kennen actually flashes and has 2 items. If he has Proto Belt and he's able to get in there, there could have been a lot more damage done. He between that and the Vel'Koz ulti, he almost one-shot 2 members of the team. So they maybe should have either pulled off the Baron a little bit sooner, or they probably should have just committed harder to the Baron, because that kind of 50-50 in between, it's a little bit of a rough turnout for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Still very good reactions from the set to recognize that the Kennen was going in, and he ultied quickly to respond to that. But it's gonna be 1,000 gold in the pocket of the Ashe, which is very, very scary considering the Ashe has been sitting in unchecked relatively up to now. She might be 1 level down from the Ezreal, but she just completed the Phantom Dancer, no doubt because of that shutdown she got from the Ziggs. Things are starting to get a little bit spicier now as in 1 minute and 20 seconds we see the 3rd Ocean Drake popping up. Let's see which team's gonna get it. Oh my god, that's just 1 Q. Ziggs doing untold amounts of damage here, both mentally and magically.
Yeah, we'll see if they're able to actually stabilize. Nocturne, it has a very interesting build going on. He has Hydra as well as Kraken Slayer and then Berserker Greaves. I don't know how much value he's getting really out of all of those items.
Yeah, I don't know about that, buddy. I feel like you're getting defeated by Boris the Shopkeeper here. As we see, talking about that, Nocturne's gonna get locked up, and it's gonna be bye-bye to the Nocturne. Udyr finishes off the kill as Ziggs, with almost perfect kill participation, 16 out of 17 kills, doing a lot of work here for Deathcap for Cutie.
I would like to see them now turn on the Baron, but I think that they have been debated enough that they are now scared to do so. Ooh, that is a lot of your HP, Lulu.
I think they're going for the safer play and just, having Udyr stationed over the Dragon Pit, getting that confirmed 3rd Ocean Drake, having a slower, calmer method of play. I mean, Deathcap for Cutie, they still have a 6,000 gold lead, which is very substantial considering how OP gold is on Ziggs. But as I say that, Shiny Ninetales just completely deleted the Ashe. He used that the brush to get the jump on the Ashe. Really, really good solo kill. That puts a stop on the Ashe, acquiring gold, as we see Ziggs getting the blue buff. The game's slowly closing in on Immortals. There's gonna be less and less options that they could take to get a comeback here. Baron Steel might be one of them, though.
Yeah, it definitely still is on the table, but with the change that they made to how Smite works and it not increasing in value as levels go, I would like to see them force this down. I don't know why Ziggs is using his satchel. I guess they don't even need the damage, so it doesn't make any difference. The flash away from the Kennen, absolutely terrified of the Ziggs damage. They need to just hard engage onto the Ziggs and just pray, honestly. The magic shield coming out from Galio is only going to help mitigate the damage from the Kennen and the Vel'Koz. So I think if the Nocturne as well as like an arrow is able to get onto the Ziggs, like he's posturing very aggressively. Rightfully so, though. I mean, he's doing a third or more.
Oh, talking about that, the engage is gonna come in. Cannon ultimate gonna have a crap ton of value as we see the Vel'Koz coming. It's gonna be a wombo combo. Massive team fight for the side of Immortals. Shutdowns galore, but even then, they still lose the man advantage. It's gonna be 3 kills for the side of Deathcap for Cutie. They threw everything and got an amazing wombo combo, and yet it's not enough.
Yeah, they were a little bit too disjointed on their engage. The Kennen went in and they wasn't quite enough follow up. Maybe a little bit better target selection could have helped out.
Aggressive E from coach, from the set, but it does pay off. Lulu gets caught napping. It's gonna be another kill for the side of Deathcap for Cutie.
Yeah, they were able to get quite a lot of shutdown golds. They should lose an inhib, maybe not. They're gonna back out. So they really need to try to set up, clear out all of the jungle of
Immortals?
Team name. Immortals, there we go. Clear out their entire jungle, reset, and get back onto the map and try to pressure this dragon. Try to keep as much of the focus away from the dragon side as much as possible. Honestly, with as much map pressure as they do have, they're able to literally just let Udyr go down there and solo it pretty much, or the Ezreal even for that matter, because he does have the Frozen Heart coming in, so he does have a lot of armor. I don't think that the target selection for the Nocturne was the best because he did go onto the Ezreal with completed Frozen Heart. That is actually a pretty beefy AD carry, not like most of the other AD carries, so...
Yeah, absolutely. Also, the gold lead is ballooned to 9,000 gold in favor of Deathcap for Cutie. I feel like, ooh, is there gonna be a fight there? Nope, nothing doing. The shield of Nocturne gonna clear the Galio taunt. But yeah, where was I? I completely lost in thought. Oh, as we see Deathcap for Cutie, they're all gonna be in that one bush. Is this bush strat gonna work? Only time will tell. Oh, right. I think Immortals should have built magic resist, honestly, because of how magic penetration works. The more magic resist you get, you know, the better it is, because you're going to be the magic penetration is not going to be as effective. So I feel like, you know, Kennen might have been able to get a magic resist item, but Zhonya's already down for the Ziggs. He's gonna be nearsighted, but he already killed the Ashe. What Ziggs damage is this? Vel'Koz's gonna get the revenge kill onto the Ziggs, but Ezreal gonna take down the Nocturne. Nocturne, but not very tanky. There's gonna be a flash forward for the set. Nothing doing though. Barrier from the Vel'Koz causes them to live, but set on a rampage as he kills the enemy top laner. That's gonna be a really good fight in favor of Deathcap for Cutie. Oh, and Lulu flashes too. Wow. Only to be punched by the set.
Yeah, that is once again maybe a little bit too aggressive from the Nocturne going pretty deep. He's not itemized correctly to be going quite that deep. I would love to see him have Sterix Gauge plus Stride Breaker right now. He would actually be able to absorb up a little bit more damage, but he literally just clicks R, does a fifth of Ezreal's HP, and then actually just kind of like fizzles out, if you will. Not quite enough damage. Even though Ziggs gets completely caught out, has to blow Flash and Zhonya's early, still actually able to completely one-shot the Ashe. One combo EQ auto. So that just shows how far ahead he is. And talking about the how important the magic resist is.
They have vision on the Galio and the Ezreal. Galio's going to get slightly melted down, but then there's going to be a flash forced out by the Ashe. Still nothing doing for both teams, but I don't think Immortals has the capability of really contesting this Drake, and it's gonna be Drake Soul Point for the side. Oh my god, what is that damage? He just completely obliterated Kennen. He couldn't even press Zhonya's even though it's not up. As we see the Vel'Koz got taunted, Coach Dubs is unstoppable. there's gonna be no contest here on the Drake. There's gonna be 4 Ocean Drakes and the Ocean Soul for the side of the red team.
Yeah, I mean that's too much regen. The game is already over with just those 2 picks. They're able to just run it down mid and close out this game. Pretty clean game altogether. A little bit sloppy in the early game from their top side of the map. Ziggs was making a lot of big
Oh,
plays.
34-33.
Ziggs was able to make a lot of big plays, but they're the top side jungle and top duo is making the game a little bit difficult.
Yep. And anyways, this is gonna be 2 dubs for Deathcap for Cutie. Very, very, very well played. It's gotta feel good to win both games that you're playing in today. So well done to them.
And I am 3 for 3. Just want to throw that out there.
Mm-hmm. You should start betting on horses.
Dude, I really need to. I need to bet on something. Not a betting man, but I call me crumbs because I'm a prophet.
Now,
Well,
in my opinion, oh, sorry to cut you off, but
oh
like
no, no,
just
you're
to
good.
throw this out. In my opinion, if Nocturne didn't go Titanic Hydra and went Hullbreaker, we could have seen split push Nocturne coming into effect. That would have been really interesting. Because with that build, Nocturne doesn't have that much value in a team fight, and because he can nuke a person, but then he also gets nuked very easily. So I think if he was like a solo lane threat, using his ultimate to like isolate a single target instead of going in for the team fight, that would have been more effective.
Yeah, I don't think he got a lot of value out of his current build. Not quite tanky enough to actually be able to survive anything. Not enough damage to actually be able to kill anything. So kind of in this weird limbo state where he wasn't able to accomplish quite a lot. Obviously, the Ziggs carry coming in huge. I think it was very beneficial for them to be able to play around the Ziggs early and get that Ziggs ahead.
Well,
Yeah.
I,
Anyways.
I just want to say a big thanks to both of you, Ocalzone and Pathfinder, for your quality cast. I know the chat loves it. Someone called out your one-liners there, Pathfinder. Uh,
Oh, thank you, thank you.
and always good to hear the analytics out of you, Cal. I love the juxtaposition, Pathfinder. You go hype so hard. Um, but we're gonna be getting into game three. We're actually on pretty good time. I'm amazed that this is running the way it is. So, big shout out, big thank you to my AP words, juxtaposition. Um, but yeah, I'm super stoked about this night with our triple header, and of course to have y'all in the booth with us. So, um, big thank you, big thank you. We're gonna bring in a couple coaches. I'm gonna let y'all say goodbye. Don't worry. A couple coaches for the next round for game three. Rick and Mr. H are going to be here as well, and we'll see in just a second. So hold tight for just a minute while we get everybody loaded. But I'm going to throw it back to y'all, Cal and Path.
Pathfinder, take it away.
Well, I think the execution from the Ziggs, the straight up skill differential and the like accuracy of the skill shots really like made it up for Deathcap for Cutie today. That Ziggs was just playing out of his mind. Very different from how he played Tristana in the first game. I really applaud the mid laner for, growing so much in the space of one game, really. And yeah, I'll definitely be looking at Deathcap for Cutie after this. And thanks for casting with me, Cal. It's been a blast.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just gonna drink
always a
some
good
water right
time.
now.
Yeah, always a good time. We like to have a good time on these casts. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. Stay tuned for our third matchup. It was an absolute blast to work with you guys as per usual, and I look forward to more quality games in the future.
Yep, I certainly had pun. I hope you guys had pun too. Uh, don't forget to support us by hitting that follow button. And if you're feeling especially generous today, hit that subscribe button. We'd love if you can use your Twitch Prime subs, or if you're, super, 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 super nice, your actual money to help us out because all of our proceeds will help out schools and esports teams in those schools. We'd like to develop fledgling programs. And before you go, please check out our merch at coachrivals.gg. And once again, thank you very much for watching.
All
a
right, we're
video
back.
hooked up.
Yeah, we got it.
Robbie and Rick, what's up? We are
Hey,
live on the air. Rick, are you loaded up into League? Let me get you in this game.
let me. Yes, I am sliding in here last minute. I got you.
Look at all these coaches I don't have friended. This is so wrong.
You know, that's one of the things I got to do one of these days is just go down the list and add friend, add friend, add friend. Because some of these people have been talking to a long time. It's like, why am I? It just happens.
Oh, look at that. They just blindly accept. That's right. That's right.
All right, here we go. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. We are moving fast pace here. We are loading everything up.
I'm happy with fast pace.
All right, I think we got things going. I'm gonna try and get everything in. All right, cool. I'm ready if you're ready. You guys ready in the
I'm
casting
ready.
booth? It's a snug fit in the casting booth.
We got videos up if you want to throw those in there as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
fancy, fancy for the third cast. You got to keep the
Yeah.
viewers' attention, you know?
Over here
yeah,
playing
let's
to the
do that.
camera. I thought we were live.
Okay, yeah, let me just keep moving around 800 windows right here, right quick. And yeah, I like it. I like it.
See, you only have
If I can find it. Do, 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 do. So how was your night? Both of y'all played tonight, right?
did not.
Oh,
I
free
I got to
game.
play.
Okay.
We did not win. I'll put a little asterisk by it. We'll talk about it later. I had a couple of disconnects, and
Oh
nobody knows how
no.
to work the pause feature.
Oh,
And
aren't you guys
but it
doing
was
blind
okay.
draft? It's impossible.
Yeah.
You can't pause in blind
Oh
draft.
yeah.
That's why we
Yeah.
always do tournament.
And that's what we got with like
Oh yeah.
hit accept the pause exclamation point exclamation. It was like we can't, dude.
Everyone stop
It'll be all right.
playing.
It'll be all right. Well, anyway, we're gonna get him in the championship game. I'm all right with it.
I'm gonna go ahead and transition over into our draft because oh, they're going.
I'm
They're already
ready.
going.
All right. All right, hey everybody. I am Mr. Hernandez Teaches. I'm joined here by Cleaner, Rick the Cleaner.
Rick the Cleaner from Texarkana, Texas. We got the Texas crew tonight.
And a first band Lulu against Team
Lulu,
on the
Lulu.
right.
Nobody
And
likes to play against Lulu.
Nocturne.
Nocturne is a bane of my existence. I cannot stand it.
Yeah, you got to be proactive with his ultimate, and if you're able to be proactive with the ultimate, then that's going to be the game changer in the fights. If you're not the one who can set it off early, um, that it's not as effective as people might think. It's not. I mean, Nocturne does a ton of damage, but it's more about the forethought. Quickly followed up with the Vayne and Nidalee bans. Team on the right definitely targeting Eric 29 on Team Travesty. I wonder if the third ban will be a Sejuani against them.
I've played a little bit of Natalie. She's fun. Show me you gotta heal up.
Yeah, she got those spears.
Hmm
Fizz, the slippery fish in the mid lane, and then Rek'Sai has been a permaban against Team Travesty almost.
Well,
And
there's gotta be
yeah,
some research in that. They're not doing that on accident.
actually, we've done a lot of research on it, and I mean, he does provide. I mean, Rek'Sai is a she, so she provides a lot of information into like whereabouts of opponents, and smart players can use that to their advantage. But Sivir coming out, I remember the calls for bans against Team Tragedy was don't let Nashama play Sivir.
Yes, and the Neshama can play silver. I've seen it decimate some people many times,
Yeah, and that
myself included.
I think that has been something that's called out as well. I think he was joking about how someone had told him that Sivir wasn't worth a ban, and it in that game it definitely was. So we'll see if that 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 Sivir is worth a ban, but it looks like they're gonna get it through this time. So there we go. The Shama's in chat already talking about how Nasivir is trash.
And the Ezreal just had a great showing in the last game. We saw an Ezreal just blow up. I think it was English teacher on the Ash. just hiding in a bush. Bush Ezreal. That's the new play. We got this followed up by Ornn, maybe a Trundle. Trundle's actually a high pick in the top lane, especially in the solo queue realm.
Yeah, I played against a lot of Trundles up top last year. Good thing he's going. I mean, that's a good pick. I mean, he can cause a lot of trouble up there. And then just rush down the lane. You're in trouble real quick.
Yeah, and his ultimate actually steals stats from a player and takes them on as own. So like he can make someone who's super tanky like an Ornn very ineffective in lane. Um, and then it looks like a Morgana that's going to be going to support over on Piper Maru
Always a good pick with that Morgana. She can do so many things. She got the shield. She can stick you in spot, blow you up.
for like 3 seconds. Feels like a
Yeah.
minute. All right, so we want this new video link. I will click that one.
Yeah, just to say that that Morgana coming in, that's a pretty big comfort pick for Piper. She was support, moved to jungle, moved back to support for this, but it's definitely Lux Morgana favor. So could be interesting to see how that plays out.
All right. The Sejuani ban. What's interesting about the Trundle is that Trundle can be a flex pick top and jungle. I'm not sure how much either of these teams really play that. Obviously, Rek'Sai, Sejuani, Nocturne, very big picks for Eric 29. But I'll be interested to see where that Trundle goes if it ends up in the hands. I think it's Coach Magros up in the top lane. I don't see a lot of games on his history for it though.
Rick, did we
Katarina,
lose you, Rick?
Zinzao.
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's working. He's
I
working.
was hearing this echo, and I was looking at
I think you have the
looking at
stream up.
settings.
Yeah, just make sure the stream's off.
Just mute the stream. That's what I've done.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right.
Is it me? All right. Okay, that's much better.
All right. Kassadin to round out the mid lane bans. Katarina, Fizz, Kassadin, and Zinzao also thrown against the jungle, thinking that Trundle is going to be a top laner.
Zenzel Trundle. That's a
A
good call.
Dr.
Ooh,
Mundo
Dr.
and
Mundo.
an Ornn. Team on the right, Dr. Mundo. I believe that Dr. Mundo is going to go jungle. Almost 100%.
Yeah, and both tanky, both can take a lot of damage. I was playing against the Dr. Mundo jungle earlier and just smacking him and smacking him. He just would not die.
And there it is, Kindred jungle. That is going to be the first Kindred jungle, I believe. Very effective into a Dark Mundo on hit builds, deal a lot of damage. And with the way the marks work with Kindred, it kind of forces junglers to be aggressive and in the face of the opponent jungler. So let's see how Eric 29 can pilot that. And then a Mordekaiser. Yeah, Mordekaiser. Where's this Trundle and Mordekaiser gonna go? Those are some interesting picks. And let's see how team on the right is going to clean it up.
Trundle, Mordekaiser, he plays top. I've seen some Mordekaiser jungles running around. I guess you could do.
And Kale, a crazy late game. Obviously, team on the right going for it. Insane scaling. Ornn, Dr. Mundo, Kale, insane late game fighters to counteract that Sivir. Kindred can continue to collect marks, but Mordekaiser are also going to be strong in the late game. But you do see like that some of these champions will fall off on Team Tragedy. But if they can push that early game lead, they definitely have the early game potential. I want to see them fight it out against Team on the right early on.
Yeah, I like those early fights. I'm a big fan of the invader. Even just when you're peeking, trying to get a deep ward in that little chase, that always is good to start a match with some excitement. I like these picks. I think we're gonna have a good game here, depending on where they go. Let's see where they go.
And Obviously, Team Tragedy has Nishama, so he's the one who does the stats for the entire league. But I believe this is going to be the first Trundle, the first Kindred, and the first Kale in
You
all of
mentioned
Coach Rivals this season.
that's crazy. When you mention stats, I mean, just having that knowledge and all the stuff that he puts into for the podcast, I mean, that's got to give him a heads up on every single game. It's almost just not fair.
Definitely the amount of time that he's dedicating to that is insane for any instructor, even during their summer, to just nerd out and go over stats. That is dedication right there. That is obviously a lot of has been coming to Coach Rivals. We've got, of course, the bingo. So make sure you guys do collect your bingo cards from Patty. We've got new sponsors with Group and was it Skull Gaming? Thank you,
Group
Patty,
and
for putting
Skull
in.
Gaming. Yes, I was looking at those skulls.
Yeah,
Skulls.
Skulls Gaming.
My bad.
Yeah,
I
was
think
looking
that's
at
a
that
new
earlier.
one
That
from
was pretty
today,
neat.
I believe.
Yeah,
Goals
so
because they got the Z because they're cool.
That's right. If it has a Z or an X in it, it's definitely worth at least $5 more.
so Skulls is going to be helping out with the Phoenix Gaming Foundation. They're going to be helping us make a CR jersey, and proceeds from that's going to go straight to the foundation. So pretty stoked about that. Group's just a solid training program for esports teams, and we're going to be helping to make some PD with them, so some actual coach professional development. So
Nice.
pretty excited about that.
Well,
Also,
we love professional development as teachers. It's something that we look forward to every
but
day.
what
I
if
love
it
it.
was actually good professional development for coaching?
Well, I think we got the type of folks around here that can make it actually
Yeah.
good. And I'm really excited about everything y'all are doing. And we appreciate it because it gives something to be a part of during the summer. And it's more than just playing these games. It's been a pleasure.
Well, it's just super fun to be here, and I'm excited because y'all are here to help co-cast. You know, it's just super fun to have you know, the actual coaches who play get some time in the booth. So super excited about that, and we actually got you on stream, so excited to see your faces, and yeah, looking forward to these triple
People are
headers.
disappointed we don't get to see you, Coop.
That's okay.
Hey,
Got to
that's
give
all
it to
right.
your fans.
I'm just here
Well, I
for
can
the
say
voice.
we're definitely repping Texas with the good lucky bastards at least this round.
Well, now we're gonna
100% true.
So
give
what
some
about look where
love.
they laid out? We got Trundle Orn up top.
Yeah, give us a rundown because the people
Suspended.
can't see it yet.
Mordekaiser
Yeah,
in
so we got
in the mid.
Trundle, Orn, Kindred, Dr. Mundo, Jungles, Mordekaiser and Kale mid, Sivir Ezreal, of course, and then Morgana, Rakan as supports to round out those bottom lanes.
Yeah, the Silver Morgana. I mean, Morgana is always one of my favorites, and Mordekaiser mid. That's gonna be awesome. I would love to see some mid ganks going to the bottom, just grabbing them, bringing them back, and then turning on that circle thing, and just God, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
So what do y'all seeing? So Robbie, bring us to like first impressions. What do you think might be going on in these matchups? What do you guys think is going to happen? Where do you think the win conditions are? What do you think the teams are going to be looking for?
The win conditions for team on the right is going to be definitely scaled to the late game. You're gonna have to give up a lot, but you're gonna have to find that fine line and play with that line where it's like you give it so much that you don't get back, that you can't come back. But like you give up just enough so that you guys are safe. You do get the gold. You continue scaling into a late game. Once Kale reaches level 16, Dr. Mundo reaches level 16, and Orange starts upgrading items for Kale and Ezreal, they're going to be beasts. And then on the other side for Team Tragedy, it's going to be up to that Kindred. We've seen Eric29 make early plays early on. And unfortunately, Dr. Mundo, even with the advantages he gained in this recent buff today, it wasn't really a buff, it was a bit of a tweak to his kit a little bit. But Eric29 on Kindred definitely has advantage over Dr. Mundo. So it's going to be up to him to really push that advantage, get the lanes moving. And I think it's going to be push that line so far back that team on the right just cannot come back.
Well, you said they got to get to level 16 before they start actually building. I don't even know if it'll make it that far. We got Mordekaiser in the middle, Morgana in the bottom. I just think they're going to grab people. They're going to stop them. They might not make it to level 16.
I mean, it's an
Yeah,
interesting deal. I mean, it's basically a race to your, you know, Team Tragedy is racing to stall out, especially that Kale wave clear, right? Like Kale starts pushing, and you're not going to stop that wave clear, which will be
well,
interesting to
she
see.
doesn't get that wave clear to level 11, and if she falls behind, it's gonna be bad news bears.
Yeah, so
I just played a game earlier in solo queue with the Kale that fell behind, and just even though she reached level 16, it was too far gone.
Yeah,
The rest of the
that's
map was
that
over.
happens. It's just done.
well, we'll see. I
It's
mean,
just
normally Kale's running around in the top lane. Is that a new world that we're living in with mid lane Kale?
maybe
Work.
didn't get a chance to analyze the skin game. That was
I
really
know it was
quick
incredibly
load.
fast.
Well, this one pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty
So
good.
we have
Lots
3
of
skins and 4 skins.
3 skins, 4 skins. All right. How many pass dress code and how many do not pass dress? Shield reset home, detention. Ooh, let's see what's going on here with this Ezreal peeking.
What time code are y'all at, by the way?
35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41.
Solid.
Okay.
No invade. Looks like just
All
the
right.
standard 5 versus 5. Just giving each other a little love, saying hi.
All right, everybody, get your bingo cards ready.
Yeah, Patty would be able to throw that. Oh, it's up there just a little bit up in the chat. And two bingos per game, so we got 2 left to go. Grab a card and call it out if you got it. Oh, we got
We
our
actually
first
have an immediate pause.
Everybody's waiting for those bingo cards.
All right, so the word is that there were sound issues right now, so probably pausing, gonna reconnect, see if that fixes the sound issues. Okay, we'll just keep you updated on that process. Looking at some purchases right now. One thing that I noticed, and I'm not. This is interesting. Ornn in the top lane, Magizev on Ornn in the top lane only has a refillable potion. No
two
other
of them.
items.
Does that leave him with
That's
Or that's sorry.
no, no, no.
Double.
Those are the two.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
you
those
get,
are the
sorry.
two uses that you get automatically.
So interesting.
Well, Ornn it gives you some special items to build, right? What's all that about?
Yeah, he does. You can build that in lane. That is his passive, but I don't think it's truly effective to just go in and immediately use it. I don't know. Maybe Ornn players can correct me in the chat. I'm not so sure about that though.
I knew
Just
he
show
could
up
make
with
his
half an
own
item.
stuff and get it there, but I didn't know. I thought he could make special stuff for other.
He can
summoners.
upgrade. There's certain items that he can basically tune above their normal ability, but it's not an immediate thing.
Yeah, those are like mythics. I think he has to be level 16. Do that, and then he can do one for each player. And of course, it takes like a minute and a half or 2 minutes to cool down anyway.
Gotcha.
All right. So we did have a reconnect, but no word on if that corrected the issue just yet. So we'll keep everybody informed.
Well,
so
looks like it's gonna start off like a chess game, play. Thinking about their next move, it's about to get a lot faster. That clock's gonna get hit a bunch here in a second.
So before we loaded in, we were talking about these comps and how I think Robbie, you said that team on the right, who's actually on the right against their
Yes.
desires, they're gonna be a lot easier to talk about in this game. You said they want to get to the late game, but the problem, right, that they want to actually move to the later game, mid-late game, but Kale is a potential
yeah.
late game problem.
Yeah, Kale is going to be a beast late game. So that's going to be what I want to see out of them. And then just kind of just play it patiently. It's going to be, I mean, it's not just the Kale that has to be doing it, but it's going to be Ken and Teach on the Mundo. It's going to be Majestave making it to that late game as well with the Orin item upgrades as you guys were talking about. But yeah, Kale's going to be a huge part of it because looking on the side of Team Tragedy, there isn't a ton of lockdown against the Kale. And if you can't lock a Kale down, 2 auto attacks, your entire team's dead. At level
it's gonna
16,
really
it's just
rely on
over.
that binding from Morgana.
Yeah, the binding's gonna be
And
important. And
maybe-
the tankiness of their tanks is gonna be.
Possibly Mordekaiser heading to the Death Realm. I mean, you know, tactical Death Realm from Mordekaiser is always kind of a tough call. Who do you take? You know, who do you remove from the fight? But you know, Trundle can steal some stats, so maybe they've got and that Mordekaiser can steal those stats from the Death Realm too. So there's some potential fight chances going on here that could be pretty interesting.
Speaking about the Mordekaiser, there are probably 2 champions that he's going to want to pull into the Death Realm, and that's going to be Kale, and that's going to be Ornn. Ornn, obviously, the reason I say both of those is because Kale can do a ton of damage, and Ornn is super tanky. So if you're stealing those stats, that's only beneficial for Ornn. But not only that, both of those champions are going to be very easy for a Mordekaiser in the Death Realm to land 3 attacks, and that's going to beef up his passive. So he's going to do a ton of damage with his passive ability. And the reason I leave Dr. Mundo off is because of Dr. Mundo's passive. Dr. Mundo's passive, I think he gets like a free QSS or a free like a shield. So then he can't like be stopped. And if you're not paying attention to that, Mordekaiser's ult is simply just ineffective against Dr. Mundo because he just goes where he pleases.
He goes where he pleases. Yeah, a misclick there could prove very wasted.
Yeah, and if he hits that ult in the wrong spot and there's walls in the way and stuff, I mean, you just zip, and you're through it. Just
yeah.
Just go away.
Speaking about going where he pleases, yeah, he's actually doesn't have flash. He actually opted into taking Ghost with this smite.
Well, I can't tell you how many times I've used my Aura's Lux to get a Mundo that's running away and barely get him. So fast.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, the Ghost, that's a speed buff, right? Add that to the go where you please, and
the ulti.
Yeah, with the ulti, like that's one very, very fast Mundo.
100%.
So Cannon Teach with the fewest deaths this match, I would say.
Yeah, I mean it's possible on Monday. If you can make it past, you know, if you can get to 6, you just become the train. Oh, and we're back.
Hey, here we go.
All right. There might have been. Yeah, we are back, but my game's actually frozen. I'm not sure if is it frozen in the stream.
Frozen.
Yeah, we've been having that each game. So once it gets back in, let's we'll just
fast forward to where we are.
Yeah, we'll just smash the plus button. And, we'll all tweet
Go ahead and
Riot.
scroll through the river. Just show the beauty of the rift.
Yeah, we'll take it. I'm gonna zoom out actually.
Right. Okay, I am moving
back.
again.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
All right. Yes. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh yeah, we got some action.
There goes the tour.
Do you want a time check? I'm at 123, 24.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There we go. All right. Let's play some League of Legends.
And we're off.
Thanks everybody for being patient with us in the chat.
It's okay. I can talk for forever.
Yeah, that's what you get.
A lot of help with this buff on here.
Sneaky Trundle.
Yes, getting an early trade up there.
And they get here just in time to not lose any CS. Alright. Here, Dr. Mundo hitting our wolves. Everybody's being pretty respectful. Just doing the CS thing at first. A little bit of back and forth in mid, not much.
So one thing that I will point out is you're going to want to try to keep track of where the first mark for Kindred comes out. It's going to show as like a little spiral on the map over a camp. And that's going to affect how both teams play out this early game. But Mage's Dave actually taking some bad trades in the top lane as he's down to 100 health.
And here's where he saves having to go back. He just built another little item right there.
Here comes the attack. Cannon Teach is going down. He's low. He's going to go down to, and that's first blood immediately. Eric 29 on the Kindred, as we were talking about the early game power against the Dr. Mundo, and Dr. Mundo is sent back to the fountain.
Well, you know, I spoke too soon. Maybe, you know, if you get him early game, you know, he's going to get some kills like you're saying. At the end of the game, it's going to be very hard to catch, very hard to kill.
And a super beneficial spawn on the Kindred passive, so it's going to be an early two marks for Kindred here. So Kindred is going to the number of marks is going to upgrade Kindred. So Kindred is one of those champions that can infinitely scale. So I think it's the magic number early on is to get to 5, and that's going to increase. Sorry, someone from the chat's gonna have to correct me if that's going to increase either her attack range or her attack speed. But every 5 or so after that, like that's going to continue to upgrade Kindred. And so that's why those marks are so important. The more marks, the stronger Kindred is. All right, somebody did correct me. At 4 marks, Kindred gets 75 more attack range. Thank you, chat. Put that onto your bingo card. Chat corrects the casters.
Well, that's a lot of range after 3 marks. I mean, that's a difference between getting away and not getting away.
And Kindred's actually collecting her 3rd mark of the game. Yep. And that's going to be, they know, they saw the mark, but they already heard it go away. They're looking for the Kindred. Bullwin is moving over. See if they can find her, but Kindred is already out.
She's all over the map, so she's got to keep on leveling up, find those marks, and eventually it's going to be over. Just be one shot, folks.
Yeah, and if you can actually just flash over to the gold real quick, you're going to see that Kindred is already 500 gold over all the players in the game. Crazy lead and still hasn't recalled. Going to take her first recall right now.
There she goes. Pretty even battle here in the middle. Oh, as I say that, Mordekaiser grabs Kanan, pulls him right out. Both of them are leveling up at the same time. This is going to be interesting to see how these two in the mid play out.
We do have a Gager in the bot lane. Bulldog Mentor looking for the attack onto Nashama. Nashama did have to heal. And exhaust comes out. Bulldog Mentor does use the flash to kind of gain ground, but Nashama does just walk away, and they're going to keep the momentum in the bot lane.
Yeah, pretty evenly matched down here. We got a little bit of oh, well, now they got that. Well, now they're both back up to 5. I mean, these guys are just evenly matched. They're going back and forth, gaining gold, trading shots back and forth. I'd like to see this Morgana snag them and get some kills right here. But they're going to back. Probably smart. You don't really want to do what I suggest most of the time, really.
Uh, Again, just keep focus on the mini map. Kindred marks should be spawning pretty soon. It's going to be super important to see where that fourth mark, the very important fourth mark, is going to be coming in. Oh, actually, it's going to be Mundo's Gromp. And then Mundo's already on it, so we're going to pay attention to that. Is she going to go for it? Nope, she just opts to take a dragon.
Yeah, and that's the same spot it was last time. Close it up here. But that's unfortunate she didn't get it. Here we go.
Okay, but they sniff it at Eric29. He does have the ulti that is going to be making everybody inside invulnerable. Is the smite going to come down? No, she's just going to have to flash away, and it's going to give it up. Bulldog Mentor goes for it, but red team has slain and stolen the dragon, pushing it off. Sniffing out the Kindred where she wasn't supposed to be, and the ulti wasn't enough and got out with her life, but not with the dragon.
Yeah, she thought she could get it real quick, but that's all communication. They all said, hey, stop what you're doing, meet us at the dragon, let's kill her. And that's what they did.
Major's Dave still hanging out in the top lane, but only with like 100 health and like no mana. Well, probably both top laners looking to reset here, probably.
Well, he's showing that the early game Orin can be pretty tough. You know, he's having to go back, you know, get healing, and he hasn't fed, so that's good stuff. Trundle, that was a fake out. He's staying up there. Gonna get this plate and then go back. Maybe not. Whatever.
Here's an update on the Kale leveling. As there is an engage, the ulti comes out for Bulldog Mentor. Neshama having to flash away this time, but no mana to follow through with. And both sides are going to have to walk away. Will win. Does land the ulti on the Ezreal, but that's not going to be enough to follow up. And it looks like both teams are going to be looking for a reset here. But update on Bullet Games on the Kale, halfway there to the goal, level 8, 68 farm, still no deaths, just continue to bide their time. They're looking for the late game 10 minutes in.
Yeah, very still. Oh, here's a gank in the mid. Is they gonna capitalize on it?
Ulti is extremely low. The ulti does come out, saves the life of Kale with just 20 HP remaining.
Oh,
but then that's going to give tempo to the mid lane. But the very important life-saving ulti.
That was quick, smart. I thought she was gone, but hit that ultimate and fade away to the back, and you're good to go.
And update on Kindred marks. Kindred did just pick up her 4th mark and has enhanced their abilities.
Looks like we got a...
There is going to be a Rift Herald coming out here. Eric29, Drake Prime trying to push that in. Make sure you guys do update your bingo cards. That is going to be a blue team Rift Herald. Let's watch what lane that goes into.
Yeah, the Rift Herald is very important. Depending on where you drop it, you know, you can hold on to it a minute, you know, drop it immediately. But they're going to coordinate. They're going to use it exactly when they need to.
Alright, so we've got an 800 gold difference right now between both teams. Magis Dave actually getting ulted onto by Coach Magros. The Trundle is turning him to paper, but is just going to be able to walk away. Very tanky, able to tank that up. But like I was saying, 800 gold lead over for Team Tragedy. And honestly, team on the right, who is on the right, is not going to feel too bad about that. Drake Prime actually going to get the ult down onto Bullet Games. Going to look for him underneath the tower, under tower range. But Drake Prime comes out, no ulti. Bullet Games, does he have the ulti available? Does not, and he goes down to the Kindred. And that is going to be a kill in the mid lanes as Kale receives her first death.
Yeah, she gave it all she got on that one. And then they got to get a little bit of tower action, take advantage of it, and keep on pushing up that lane. But I'm just so amazed at how close they are. There's really not a level difference at all yet. And once they start scaling, we're going to see some kills. We'll see some action here pretty soon.
Actually, we do see a ton of pressure going into the mid lane. That's going to be a quick 4 plates. This mid lane is going to take a ton of damage. Eric29, is he going to get away? Cannon Teach is just pushing forward, but he does walk out of the Kindred ulti, and that would have kept him alive for a little bit longer. And while in the backside, the Rip Herald does take out a lot more of the turret, but Bullet Games is here to chase down Drake Prime, but is going to decide just to farm it up. That's going to be a good shift over for Team Tragedy.
Yeah, that was a great play. You know, they hit the tower hard and then they dropped the Herald.
It's going to be a route over for Morgana, looking for Eric29, and that's going to be a shutdown going over for Will Win on the Ezreal, and that is maybe going to be a dragon as well. They were expecting him to move over, looking for the mark over on the blue buff, and that is kind of a bait sometimes if you're Kindred. That's going to be second Drake, Mountain Drake going over to team on the right. Make sure you mark your cards. Red team taking the Mountain Drake.
They just shredded it in no time. Up top, Orange still taking a beating, but staying alive up there.
That top lane island. Update on levels. Kale is now level 10. Good CS. 20 CS up in the mid lane. And once she hits level 11, that's going to be the range splash attack. Little splash, not a big splash. But that's gonna be a scary Kale.
Well, Mordekaiser's ready for her. I think he's been trying to get her all lane. It's even, so even. A little bit of top action.
They continue just to like walk away from each other and continue to farm.
They just hit each other, go back, buy some stuff.
Yes, this might be the push for the mid lane turret. They might decide against it.
She know Mundo's up there. She's going to get him.
Yeah, Mundo does clear out the red buff, but Cannon Teach ulting away, but that's not going to be enough. Eric29 has slain Cannon Teach, and that is going to be a death for Dr. Mundo. Thought he'd be able to get away, but in the bot lane, maybe off my screen, but Piper Maru does go down. Flash down, heal also for Neshama. Double engage coming in. Ulti comes out, flash away. Bulldog Mentor now has to get out. Takes a couple turret shots and does push him off. And that's going to help get this push into the bot lane as team on the right is going to start scaling up into the late game. Let's see how this works out for them.
Yeah, we're getting there, and that was some sort of survivability.
That's going to be a ton of damage to Neshama. 50 HP. Is the ulti ready for Will Win? No, it's not, but the teleport's coming out. Coach Magros is looking for it. Is looking for Will Win. Ezreal also teleport coming out. Bulldog Mentor going to have to push away. Coach Magros is moving forward, but now he's going to have to start dodging the Ezreal Qs. Ezreal still pushing out the damage. Magus Dave is going to get the knockup, and that is going to be the top laners into the bot lane. The ulti comes out. Here comes the Orin Horn, the flash away from Coach Magros. Neshama going down 50 HP as well. Will Win does have the ulti ready. Double kill for Dr. Mundo. He is going where he pleases. He's picking up the kills. Teleport coming out. Bullet Games is going to join the party. Mid laners are now here. Bulldog Mentor is still alive. He's still fighting. Ulti comes out for Drake Prime as he takes Bullet Games Kale into the death ring. Does finish him, and that's going to be a double kill on the back end for Kindred as he picks up Rakan and Ezreal.
Oh my goodness. I cannot believe that everybody got there. It was like there was some people there, and then the mid laners showed up and just started smacking everybody. Yeah, it was amazing. And they came on top, and now they got to get this tower, take advantage of it, and this is what we've been waiting for after all this farming and farming and farming.
And a 7-1 Kindred showing up. What ends up happening is the fight just lasted for so long that all the team tragedy could come down, all the teleports could come over, and a great ultimate from Drake Prime. As I was saying, target selection is going to be very important. Just get the kill down on Bullet Games. I'm not sure if the ultimate was available. It is available now. I'm not sure if it was available during that, but that would have saved Bullet Games as he reaches level 11 on that Kale.
Well, you've been talking about that level. Oh, here's Mordekaiser again. He's still not finished messing with people.
Yeah, Mordekaiser is now swapping out to the bot lane now that that mid lane turret is taken.
Yeah, a little bit of lane swapping. Let's see how Trundle and Ornn fight it out up here.
Okay, actually we got another rift coming out into the top lane that is going to be going over to Team Tragedy. So second Herald, be looking to see if that gets dropped into the top lane. Get your bingo cards ready, viewers.
Looked like Mundo was trying to think about stealing that, but he didn't. So smart reset. Let's figure out what's gonna happen next.
Piper Maru is alone on this turret. Ezreal's going to be pushing forward. This looks like it's going to be bot lane turret going over for team on the right as they're continuing to keep the gold pretty close, but that is going to be a teleport. They're looking to teleport, get some dragon control, and this might, yeah, it looks like they're going to be looking for third drag, but Eric 29 on the back end, they have no vision on him, and that is going to be a collector kill over onto the Ezreal. Ezreal has no way to push away from that, and Bulldog Mentor also goes down. Drake Prime is going to get a kill. He has all the stats. He's going to continue pushing. Bullet Games, does he use the ultimate? No, Kale ulti comes out. And that is going to be 0-3 for Bullet Games.
Yeah, that was a great little team fight there. I've seen people bounce off the wall, but bounce over the wall, then bounce back over the wall, then back. That was smart. That was aggressive. That's what I like to see. Oh yeah.
And this is going to be the 9-1 carry for the Kindred. Let's do a little check-in with her. She does have 6 marks, if anyone can update us on what 6 marks. And that is going to be second Rift Herald used into the mid lane. So sorry if you were looking for top lane Rift Herald there, but it is used again in the mid lane.
Yeah, they dropped
You can only mark it once.
Close. Pretty close on that one. They'll get it here next second.
Yeah.
Looks like they're collapsing on the top lane for some pressure.
Yes, and can't tank it up and immediately just gone. Third stack on the Kraken. The press the attack as well, and then the collector and Kindred is just doing work. Still has the ultimate available. He's going to use that to slow the fight down. Going to push him away. Cannon Teach steps out of it. He's pushing for Eric 29 goes legendary as he gets another kill on Dr. Mundo. Bulldog Mentor does get the ultimate from the Kale. Kale does get a second kill. Triple kill over for the Kindred. And they're going to push for another turret. Will win has to phase shift away and is probably not going to be able to save this.
No, I'm not going to be able to save it, but he's not going to let him get away with it. He's going to poke him a little bit.
So Ezreal trying to use those arcane shots to continue to push the enemies of Team Tragedy away, and is going to get the kill. Shut down onto Mordekaiser. That's more gold going into the pocket of Ezreal. Continuing to push, continue to look, continuing to poke.
That's right.
And that's going to be Neshama poked out. The ultimate coming out. Eric 29 on the back end. No ultimate is going to be stunned up, locked up. 1,000 gold into the pocket of Will win. The fight just keeps going. He has never left. Coach Magros is now here with the teleport. Is this going to be another long team fight as the fights keep coming? The scaling keeps happening. This only works for team on the right. They're going to keep looking. Will win is going to keep pushing forward. He's the tank. He's looking to be the carry. Ulti only tags Piper Maru on the Morgana. Will win tanking up a turret shot, but it looks like that's going to be a push onto the top lane turret here now.
Yeah, Ezreal did not back down. He did not back down. His whole team got wiped out, and he's saying, poke, 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 poke. I'm following you all the way down the lane. His buddies showed up. It was like team fight, strong after team fight after team fight. I need some water.
And the important thing about that is that Ezreal got both those shutdowns and recalled with 3,300 in the pocket, so picks up the Mana Mune and is starting to build Caulfield's Warhammer along with the Serrated Dirk.
Yeah, that big old explosion of gold is gonna make him very scary. And there goes Dr. Mundo running.
Eric
There
29
we
looking
go
to
again.
look over the wall, but just hops right back over to the Baron pit. Baron did not like that, decided to do some damage to him on the way out.
Baron is not happy.
Win looking to push forward, Neshama, and just 3 hits, and that is going to be the 5th kill going on to Will Win on the Ezreal.
Just a little stat update on that gold. Will Win just became the 2nd highest gold bank behind Kendrick. So that's a lot of gold in Ezreal's pocket.
Yeah, ton of gold in Ezreal's pocket, but it's still 3,000 gold behind the Kindred. So, I mean, it's still a tough fight. The problem with Kindred is Kindred's ult cooldown is so long. So these drawn out fights, if she uses it early, okay, that's well and good. You might keep going, but the fight's going to keep coming. Bulldog Mentor actually taking a ton of turret shots. It's going to be deleted. Eric 29. Will Win does get the benefit of the kill ultimate, but Drake Prime does go on to Will Win. Back in Bullet Games pushes forward, double kill for the Kindred, but Drake Prime does also kill the Ezreal, and that is going to be 4 for nothing. I was wrong. Drake Prime does ult the Ezreal, and Ezreal does not dodge the abilities, and ton of damage from Drake Prime. That's going to be Baron.
Well, they had like a frontal push and a flank going on, and then Morgana came up, a very smart 200 IQ move, and just got everybody, and that just started it up. And now they're gonna get. There they go. There they go.
And that's
there's
going to
the
be
Baron.
the Group Baron buff going over to Team Tragedy. Right, they're sponsoring the Baron buffs, right?
Team Tragedy. Sponsoring the Baron buffs.
Yeah, Baron
Get some
Buff
dragon
sponsored by.
sponsors.
One day we'll get individual objective sponsors, yes. G Fuel.
I made some up last year.
G Fuel. So that's like a Rocket League sponsor.
Ford. We can get a Ford sponsorship, right? I believe.
All right, it's all on you, Phoenix Gaming.
And now everybody's resetting, kind of slowed down. You know, we had those strings of team fights, and now they got to do a little bit of farming, a little bit of putting their wards out, get back together. They're gonna fight again.
The other thing that has slowed down are the levels. Kale is only level 13, very behind the pace for solo laners. Level 14 on Drake Prime, level 14 Coach Magros, level 14 on Matches Dave. So Bullet Games has actually been out of lanes, has missed a lot of XP. That's why he's sitting alone in top lane, trying to get caught up on those levels. And that's a good thing for a Kale, just to be left alone for a long time. But
Yeah.
so I'm at 25, 12, 13. Yeah.
Like, so now they're gonna look for some wards. I don't see that one right there yet.
Yes,
Mordekaiser
but-
pushed this bot tower. Is he gonna make it fall?
Oh, 100%. 100%. That thing is gone. And this Baron push has taken 2 towers so far, I believe.
Yeah, and they got it pushing up all 3 lanes right now. You know, they're
Yes, though.
coming from everywhere.
The 1-3-1 push. We really need to let Kale get this solo XP, get level 14. That's what they're looking for. But try not to lose too much as the engage is coming out into the mid lane. Also, there's an engage in top lane. Bullet Games is looking to go down. Okay, the mid lane does disengage, but Kale falls in the top lane. Flash used, but again, no ultimate. Bulldog Mentor looking to get the charm over on Eric 29. Kindred is going down. Coach Magros goes down. Magus Dave is walking away with about 500 HP. And the Collector of his own shutdown. No, not Collector. Just deleted off the map. But 2 towers, mid lane, bot lane do fall.
But it took the
In the
whole
meantime.
team to go up there, right? The whole team had to go up there, leaving the middle open, the bottom open, and everybody else just steady pushing. That's
And
gonna
the
give them
bottom
that
was
little check.
open, but Are they going to be able to get away? Drake Prime looking to find someone who the ult
They're gonna try.
does use Bulldog Mentor. Okay, Will Win does go on a killing spree. That is going to be a kill onto the Mordekaiser. And continue pushing forward. It's all about, they took the inhibitor, but can they get everybody out? Will Win is still looking. Does get one Q1 mark onto Piper Maru. Danielle going to be continued running away. There goes the Morgana, but can she dodge anymore? And the, the stopwatch comes out, but still out of it. Will Win still pushing forward. Ezreal still looking.
That chase almost started at the red team's nexus. That was all the way down the lane, and he finally was persistent and got him.
Yes, Will Win is pushing forward. Still 2,000 gold behind Kindred, but like you said, the second richest member in this game is who's the better marksman? Is it going to be Kindred or Ezreal?
It's going to be a tough fight. They've both pulled off some pretty amazing stuff so far.
Kindred is level 16 and has 8 marks. Maybe the chat can tell me what 8 marks does for Kindred, because I have no idea. Oh, just more range.
Getting longer and longer and longer with every mark.
Okay.
So she's going to be finishing some off people here pretty soon.
All right, update on levels. Bullet Games has reached level 15, but Coach Macros is going in on him. But only level 15, that is going to be detrimental. Like I said, needs to hit level 16 and is not even close to it, just hitting level 15. The push is going to keep coming. Is this going to be the tower? No tower's available, but red team is nowhere near their base. They're all at the dragon. They're all sitting in the river. They're recalling now, but that's going to be top lane inhibitor going down. Magic Dave is looking to push forward. That's going to be Bullet Games going into Drake Prime's ulti, but now red team has a ride. Team on the right is showing up to fight. Will Win is leading the charge, and that is going to be Cannon Teach with Cleaver to the back. Going to get a kill.
Shot him in the back. Back was tummy. I guess that's how it goes, buddy.
But your base is in shambles.
So
yeah, they were they're going to look for this dragon. Magis Davis healed, but has no ulti. Bulldog Mentor looking to find the fight over here. Bulldog Mentor going down. Eric29 does get the kill. Eric29 still going to be chased, and this is where Cannon Teach. The Mundo's going where he pleases, but Will Win is getting stuck between everybody. Is he going to be able to kite it out? Double kill for Ezreal with the fancy feat, and that is probably going to be for Drake and a Baron possibly, as this team continues to scale and scale. QSS now coming out for Ezreal as he pays the QSS tag in homage to the Drake Prime's Mordekaiser.
Yeah, it's not over yet. You know, they're approaching that level 16 where they're all going to just get the big power boost. It's going to be really scary. And, you know, they got that top lane all the way open. They're going to get the Baron. They're going to go for the Baron. And everybody else knows they're coming for the Baron. It's going to be a fight. Here we go.
Yes, and in the meantime, level update. Bullet Games on the kill has reached level 16. Does have teleport available possibly to come to this fight, but everyone's hoping for a Drake steal right now. Coach Magros is in there. Did ult Magis Dave, and Nashama does get the kill. Teleport is here, and here comes the kill. And does ulti Will win, and he is going to will his team to win. As the level 16 KO, this is not what you wanted. This is the win condition, but they have supers in their base. They don't care. They're going to recall. They're going to be able to clean it out. Their Nexus turrets have not taken any damage, and with the minions flooding into their base, that only helps Bullet Games get to level 16.
Yeah, they're going to stick with these minions and go all the way down the lane. It's just back and forth. We saw the towers fall real quick on the red side just a few minutes ago. Tides have turned. Let's see if they can't ride that wave.
All right, gold update. 16 to 17,000, only 1,000 gold difference. Not like it matters too much at this point in the game. Pretty much the next fight can lead to a team victory, and the ulti comes out. Eric29 down to 30 HP. The ulti comes out from Will Win, but Eric29 does get away, uses his ulti as well. Coach Magros is going to escort his daddy out of that. The root comes out from the Morgana, but no ulti. The Shaman's going to have to flash away. The ulti is now on Will Win. He is looking for the Fed carry. He doesn't even use the QSS. Bulldog Mentor is blown up. Eric29 with the Collector is collecting souls. Drake Prime does get a kill as well. Bullet Games is trying to deal as much damage as possible. The pullback Will Win is going to get deleted. That's going to be the game. One fight was going to be it. And that's probably over now for team on the right. They looked for the fight. They got picked out. They chased too far. And now their Nexus is going to go to the gray screen.
Well, after seeing that Ezreal just delete people, I understand why he was there and why he was ready to kill some folks, but they just teamed up on
the
it.
entire time. Yeah, Drake Prime selected to use the ultimate on the Ezreal, even though he had the QSS, but it doesn't matter, because that entire time Will Win couldn't do enough damage to any of the backline. And that one lost team fight, that 32 minutes and 51 second game, that's going to go over to Team Tragedy as they remain undefeated.
It's good to remain undefeated. I mean, when you go into a game, you never make assumptions, and they did what they did, and there was almost a moment there where you saw the wave and the tide turning, and that one fight, at the very end. Once you win it, you win it.
Yeah, there were a lot of good fights in that matchup. I mean, Will Win was popping off. That Ezreal was really starting to unload, and or that flash over from Kindred over the Baron pit, and Ezreal trying to guess that ult. I mean, that was huge, huge kind of save there. But yeah, at the end of it all, Team Tragedy still able to come out on top.
Yeah, an extremely close match. Team Tragedy, yes, Eric29 did put a lot of pressure, but I think it was the ultimate selection from Drake Prime onto the with the Mordekaiser, deciding like who can he take out, who's going to be the most effective in these team fights, and just making sure like they couldn't dish out damage in these fights. And that was super important. That bot lane fight that just lasted forever.
Oh, with
Like
all the
that was
TPs.
yeah, so I think there were all 4 TPs in that fight. That he just used his ultimate properly, took out important members, and then unfortunately, Kale missing several ultis to save himself, save his allies. Those were crucial misses that caused him to not be able to dish out the damage that he needed to.
Yeah, I think there'll be, a lot of these games are pretty intense, and one thing is always watch your replays because there's always something to learn. But yeah, what a great little triple header we had tonight. Big thanks to our casting crews. Earlier it was Cal and Pathfinder, and of course, always happy to have Rick and Mr. H in the booth. Always excited to get Coach casting. But that's gonna wrap it up for tonight. Thanks for everybody for hanging out. Good luck if you got the bingos. Congratulations. And we'll be back next week as the seasons are starting to wrap up. So big thank you to everyone, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah,
Y'all have
play
a
the
good one.
outro.